Underdog Daily with the BadgeBros. We are back, and the BadgeBros Brawl is now officially filled. Man, that was an electric contest. I'm not gonna lie, that was a lot of fun. But love the big outpouring of support from the community. Much love and affection to everyone out there. Basically, resounding positive feedback. I don't think I'm out on a limb here to say that that was one of the most well-received contests. We've been around since day one. And that was probably one of the most positive feedback loops of any contest I've ever seen on this platform. So shout out to the good people at Underdog, Numi and Hope for helping out with that, getting that off the ground. And shout out to you guys for showing out, man, because that thing filled in the blink of an eye, and that thing was electric and fun. Great spot to start the show there, Nez. This is a great day just in general on the platform. We got some dinger advancement stuff. We got a full 40K MLB slate. And then, of course, we got some BadgeBros Brawls to exposure talk to share through between the two of us.
Yeah, I mean, big baseball day. First day of the finals. It was a fun sweat, but not all of us were sweating our teams, apparently.
Not all of us were sweating our teams. I'm a man of my word. I said last week on the show at some point there, I literally asked you while we were on stream, should I sweat or should I not? And you said, if you haven't looked, don't look. So I didn't look. I still don't know. Well, this is a guy's got to take a little shade here. He's got to take a couple lumps here. I did not look at the Discord baseball thread. I did not look on Twitter if I was tagged in anything. I did not look to see if I advanced the team or not. And then this morning, when we're in our little chat, Numi spoiled the shit out of it. So I know I have at least one bullet in there, but I
don't know how many.
I do not know how many, and I do not know what that team looks like. So we will find out live on air here, Nez. I did see on Twitter though that you got one through to the Dinger Finals.
Beautiful. Yeah, I got one in the Dinger and then one in the big eliminator.
Okay, nice. Okay, beautiful. The big eliminator is a smaller final too, right? Like there's
18 people.
Yeah, that's sweet. So I saw you got one in there. Sam Olsen, I saw got one in there as well.
Shocker.
So, yeah, evergreen. No, but this will be a lot of fun to just check through this in real time here. Yeah, Nubi's getting fired because of this. Nubi redeemed himself with the BadgeBros Brawl, man. So there you go. Let's talk about BadgeBros Brawl. Nez, were you able to get all 50 in there over the weekend?
Yeah, just in the nick of time. But I had to enter 20 at once. But we did it. We did it.
Oh my God. I thought my story for maxing was bad. 20 at once with 20-second clocks. Did you end up autoing like a bunch of picks? Were you just trying to queue guys up? Were you worried about your correlation and stuff?
I autoed a shit ton of picks, but okay. I knew that like if I did a Jordan Love thing, I could pretty much get that stack pretty easily. And I knew I wanted a lot of good running backs, so I had the positional limit set up to bail me out if needed, and I was just very quickly on my active tab on desktop clicking the one that was on the clock and like trying to just queue what made sense. So I have like a very, very heavy exposure to Jordan Love just because it was like he's down there somewhere. Yep. Yeah. And it was just so easy to just pair them together.
Interesting. Okay, cool. So your strategy kind of went hand in hand with the way in which you were drafting then.
I mean, what do you
accidentally like your strategy for the contest was dictated by the way in which you were drafting. The fact that you were drafting,
right? Yeah. Those. I mean, yeah. You're looking at like 40% of my entries are being done. Yeah, in one sitting. So yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool, nice. Mine were a little more spaced out than that. The initial ones, kind of like the first 10 or 15, I did one at a time, back to back, right after we got off the air from the original dropping of the contest. And then I was fast approaching the border for a boys' weekend away here, and I knew I had to get in my last couple ones. So we put the old Tesla on auto drive, and we fucking just put all the max enters that we could get in. So my last 10 were done all at once on the clock. And then the border lineup was super short, so I got through to the other side. But because I entered on this side, I could still like draft. But I lost service when it was changing from Canadian cell network to US cell network. So I pulled over, went to like the side there, and then I was just like quickly like trying to get some in. It was bad. The last couple might be drawing dead, but I made sure that I got, against all odds, Des, that I max entered a contest. I got it in.
So did you say the Tesla was on autopilot and you were manually drafting? Is that what was happening?
You put the car on autopilot.
You pushed the plane on the car.
We pushed the plane on the car, not on the drafts, man. We know our importance around here.
This is, I mean, I explained this to somebody like 5 years ago.
Right. I pulled off I-5 and was like on like some like meandering back roads too. So there was like nobody around. I was like, I'm not doing this like full highway or whatever. And I was like, we'll just go for a little bit. And then I pulled over and just once I got a cell service spot, because I was basically driving to like search for service.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Oh my God, dude. The things we do.
So sick, man. Let's pull that up right now. I got mine here. This is going to be a shocking development. I have not looked at this either, so I don't know exactly where I ended up completely. So we'll see in real time here. I was very running back early pilled. I was very I mean, I put out a little thread on Friday morning there or something of like what I was doing and kind of what I thought was working for me. I was taking what the room gave me, but I did tack on a third quarterback a lot. I was designed to be very, very flat at quarterback, but with some dense correlation between Kyler and McBride because I thought the stack was too cheap relative to the other quarterback tight end pairings. So I'm hoping Kyler and McBride are two of my higher exposed onesies. And then I hope I'm pretty flat. And then I hope I'm pretty running back heavy early. What are you hoping for?
Well, I know what I know what mine
okay.
Like. And I did the same as you. I mean, like I stuck to the elite running back guns. I thought that was like really by far the best strategy for this contest. I mean, if we're comparing range of outcomes for the running backs that go behind that first tier of running backs versus the wide receivers that go behind that first tier of wide receivers, I just think that there's such a starker drop off between the running back group compared to the wide receiver group. So
okay.
that's where that led me, and we'll see if there's any truth to that thinking. But to me, I thought that made a lot of sense.
Okay. Yeah. So we were kind of in lockstep there. You're not going to be surprised by my two highest owned wide receivers. I took the discount by pushing up some of these running backs. I played Miami through the run game primarily there. And, I love my boy Kyron there. I ran good on the CMC. I got 32% CMC. Trey McBride at 32%, as I alluded to. And then I played the hits with some of my Jackson Smith, Njigba, Ken Walker love there. And let's see, the quarterback position. Yeah, 24 at the Kyler, and then really flat. 20 did a lot of Stafford because of the Rams stuff. Some Lawrence, a lot of these quarterbacks that had ADPs that weren't routinely getting drafted, but then kind of a little bit of a Hurts stand.
Did I see you had like 30% CMC?
Yeah, 32% CMC.
Holy run good. What the hell?
32%
CMC,
me? Buddy. Ever heard of it?
What is that?
Just get the best fucking player. I don't know why more people don't do this. Just get the best player. Why wouldn't you just get the best running back? I don't know.
I'm at the perfectly even 16% CMC. I mean, just absolutely just RNG perfection. That is unbelievable. I have 2 CD Lamb shares.
Okay.
5 Tyreek Hill and 28 Kyron Williams.
Okay. 28 Kyron. So we're Team Kyron together. Here, just bring it up for a second so we can see.
Yeah.
Jump back and forth here. Is this true here? I'm seeing Jupiter89 in the chat saying that CD
right
Lamb
before
just
we
signed
went live.
Okay, beautiful. Andrew sending some love for thanking you for jumping on the stream there. If you guys haven't checked that one out, I will tag it in the featured segment below there.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun with Andrew and Meg. Thank you for having me on, guys.
Nice. Beautiful. Yeah, when BadgeBros Brawl 2. Me hopes there might be a little something in the works for the daily streets, but I don't know yet. I do not know yet. We we're gonna get a big daily drop coming soon here. College football dailies are already out there for the true ball knowers. But when that daily stuff drops, me hopes maybe some BadgeBros stuff is in our future. A lot of GMs coming through in the chat here. Nez, pop up your screen, or do I have to do it? There you go.
Boom. All right, yeah. These are my 50. Lot of Xavier Worthy.
Yeah.
A lot of Kyron, a lot of Jacobs. Like I took my running back exposures are extremely concentrated, and I was totally fine with it. I like all these guys a lot this season. I really just kind of treated it like weekly winners in a sense, where I just wanted upside, like as much upside as possible. And if a guy doesn't hit that upside in a given week, my bet, like these teams are just filled with good players. Somebody can hopefully fill in and carry the load while that upside is, waiting for another week. But here's good.
No, I like the thought process of like comparing it more closely to weekly winners than like a traditional BBM, because like floor is essentially meaningless in quotations when you're allowed to have so many roster spots like allotted to so much talent.
Exactly. Like to me, that just made like a lot of sense. These running backs go higher because they have better ceilings. I don't need to I don't give a damn about like the thesis of fragility and whatnot in this contest because of the way it's just a different game. So the wide receivers here, you're not going to see a ton of like elite level wide receivers, but like, why would I be upset at these names? You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather see these names than see like, oh yeah, like I have a lot of Brian Robinson in the BadgeBros Brawl because I went 0 RB. Like, why would you do that? Yeah. I just don't understand. Like, you don't have to do that. Look at these names. Like, these guys all go in the first 5 rounds, and I essentially punted the position. I'm willing to be wrong, but I'm gonna need to see it first in the results.
Okay. Yeah, no, I like this shout, man. I think you and I were pretty in lockstep with the initial strategy and stuff like that. And I love some of the stuff you're pointing out here. I do think it was room specific though, because I did end up doing a couple 0 RB teams and stuff like that where everyone else took the running backs early, and I got that CD plus Justin Jefferson start or Tyreek plus Jefferson, and then kind of like went with it. But yeah, I'm glad we stuck to our guns. Zero ownership, definitely way more condensed than mine is, like, but that's kind of evergreen between you and I, which is very interesting because the pendulum has definitely swung on that, because I was the exploitative guy when we started these shows. But yeah, this is very
things change, John.
Yeah, things change.
Future's now, old man.
Oh, I love that so much. Seen a bunch of GMs in the chat here. Numi trying to atone for his sins for ruining the surprise of the dinger by gifting out one BadgeBros Brawl membership here. Yeah, we had to. This was the concierge consigliere is consigliere. Like, I gotta like spell it out like an idiot. Talking about Pete's video going live right now for the Best Ball Bros premiere. Today was a loaded day with Pete's Best Ball breakfast, then the premiere, then ADP Chasing is doing a big dog. So we had to sneak in somewhere. So we'll catch up on that one later there. Yeah, Nez, any final words on BadgeBros Brawl?
It was a lot of fun, and I'm glad people loved it as much as we did.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to tie a bow on it. People asking when BadgeBros Brawl 2, knew me with a little tease in the chat that a perhaps with a bunch of dots here. So time will tell. Time will tell. But I am very proud of us. Not to fucking stroke ourselves off too hard, but I'm pretty proud of us for developing this structure, developing all this, because it played into the brand, it played into what we love, and I'm glad that everybody else in the community loves what we love, because that was probably my favorite 2 or 3 days on this platform in a long time, just because of how vocal the community was, sharing their teams, sharing how much love they were having, drafting it, sharing how much fun they were having. It was great. So I appreciate everyone involved for that.
Yeah, I do want to say, like, just being fully honest, John, is this kind of like giving like a kid full access to candy when we do something like the BadgeBros Brawl? Like, people, I mean, like, I felt it when I went back to regular best ball after doing all of these BadgeBros Brawls. It kind of felt like being forced to kind of eat your vegetables after just like gorging on all these sweets and all these, it just, we kind of, I mean, Jewish McCaffrey called it best ball on cocaine. I mean, funny. Dude, it kind of is. I mean, you're just ripping through these drafts. They're insanely addicting.
Yeah, the dopamine hit is just so fast too, right?
We are definitely responsible for, like if things got a little ornery after the BadgeBros Brawl went down because people were just like craving another one, we apologize. Right. I think we are, ripping like cold turkey. Quitting the BadgeBros Brawl is just like not good for the ecosystem.
Yeah, it's a fair point because I did do a BBM this morning, playing a little bit of catch up after missing the weekend there, anticipating that potentially the fill rate might be August 30th, August 31st, and just knowing my own schedule coming up, it's like, oh shit, I got to get to 2 or 3 of these a day to make sure I get them all in here. I think I got about 20 left there, but yeah, it was weird to be like, oh my God, my scrolls now aren't like, I'm scrolling to like Jury Judy to get unique. My scrolls now are like, let's have a fight over Carson Steele versus Dame Pierce if he's going to be on the roster or not, right? So yeah, very, very fun stuff. Okay, let's talk a little baseball here. Let's do the live sweat as I alluded to.
All right.
I think I had 5 teams. If memory serves, I should have gone 10 out of 17, Nez. I did that a solo stream for the first round of Dinger. I had 5 third place teams.
Oh,
and I
wow.
And I went and I went 5 for 17 to get to the next round. So I think I had 5 here, and then I had a perfect game. So we'll see in real time. I know I got 1 through. We will see if I was able to sneak another through. Unfortunately, it looks like I only got 1 Dinger team through. So we will take a look at this one.
Let's look, man,
in real time here.
Maybe you got one of the only single players in. I have one of the there's a list of like single players that are in the Dinger Finals.
Mm-hmm.
I am proud to be the only person with a Ryan Noda share in the Dinger Finals.
Oh no, Ryan, he's not even playing. Oh no. Okay,
there's some more, man. Someone brought Edwin Diaz with them to the dance.
Okay, so I saw this list as well. Shout out to Aiden for doing this. I have the document here for Dinger's Finals ownership. I can see a bunch of people are looking at it right here. I'll drop this in the chat there for you guys to take a look at the total ownership stuff. There's only 1 Freddie Freeman share, 1 Sal Perez. I mean, getting my first inclination here when looking at this list was if you got a Julio Rodriguez through, or you got a Ronald Acuna team through, like you drafted the effing nuts. Like you drafted the nuts if you got that through.
Yeah, I can't even think about what that Acuna team looks like. I would love to see it. I would really love to see it. I mean, because that's insane.
If you could have 1 player on this single owned list, who would it be?
Vientos.
Wow.
Love Mark Vientos. I'm not going to go with the chalk answer. Give me Mark Vientos.
You wouldn't trade the ownership discount of like a Julio or something like that off of Judge or anything?
I mean, sure I would. But like Mark Vientos is like, that's a ball knowing ass click. You know, like that's not just like, because he was a good pick at cost, but like I bet he might have been drafted 20 times in the Dinger. Like,
yeah.
So that's just like, that's just a flex. Like, yeah, bitch. Like I got my low owned Vientos in. I mean, obviously you would love Freeman or Julio or Yiner in there. But I mean, that Vientos pick is such a flex.
Okay. How many of this list will I or will I not have 1 player from this list?
You might have Chris Paddock.
I might have Chris Paddock. Okay, let's check it out here.
Or you don't have Schneider. I know baseball has Schneider.
Ooh, someone's already got 40 points for those morning games. Cole Reagan's up to 15. MJ Melendez has 18, and Bobby Witt Jr. was 7. Okay.
So you know what's up with this Boston-Toronto game, right?
Yeah, the suspended one or whatever. Yeah.
It doesn't count for the Dinger Finals.
So the very first game of the Boston, not the suspended one, but the second one of the doubleheader is part of the finals then?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So the suspended Boston one does not accrue points. So
I don't believe so. No, you should not see it.
On that note,
Numi said it won't, but
on that note, if Boston doesn't start Danny Jansen in this second game or in that game today, that is a hate crime. It's a war crime.
They did. I think they did.
Yeah, they had to. It's first
history.
First time in history that a player has played for two teams in the same game. Like, that's so cool to just have that etched in history. And the weird thing about it too is the game was suspended during his at bat, so they have to pinch hit for him, and then he'll be catching his own at bat.
Dude, that's fucking amazing.
It's like only in baseball, man, and it hasn't happened
so cool.
in the history of baseball. It's so cool, man. Okay, my team. Let's see. Brian Wu, Michael King, Carlos Rodon, Logan Gilbert, Aaron Nola, Zach Gallen. Everyone healthy. Everyone healthy. I think Nola is a 2-start pitcher. I think I might have got unlucky on the Seattle stuff because Wu was amongst, all three of the pitchers were amongst my highest owned, but Bryce Miller was amongst my highest owned there too, and he's going to be a 2-start guy because he's pitching tonight. Oh, yes. I got myself a little Trevor Story through. Oh my God.
We got the only one there.
Brandon Lau, Carlos Correa, Trevor Story, Anthony Volpe, Dansby Swanson, Trey Turner, Jose Ramirez, Luke Raley, the 1% owned Luke Raley. We got Luke Raley through. This is so on brand, Nez. Luke Raley, Matt Wallner, Tyler O'Neill, Christopher Morel, Josh Lowe, all my fucking guys. This is so perfect. Carried by Aaron Judge, Seiya Suzuki. Oh, baby. This is exactly who I would want. I don't even care about the matchups or anything. These are the guys I want, Nez.
This is your team, dude.
This is my team.
This is your team. Like, it could not have been better scripted, but there's a chance this was, I'm not gonna hold you to it at all. Because we stream a fuck ton of drafts. Matt Warner on this team, did I help you with this? Matt Warner on the team?
This could be an absolute wrinkle. This could be a wrinkle if we go back in time. I don't want any
equity. I don't want it, but this is.
I took a lot of Matt Wallner in general because you were on him, but a Matt Wallner on here does infer a little bit more about you.
No equity, but it's just the Tyler O'Neill and Christopher Morel, that is just such a John team. But man, that Wallner, what would you rather have had, John? As a Matt Wallner person, assuming you had more bags, would you rather have had him been up on the Twins the whole season, or be the low-owned guy you need and just crush in the playoffs like he has been?
I think the latter. I think I accept the latter. Everybody knows you just use Aaron Judge so that you could push a Matt Wallner, Luke Raley through. Everybody knows that, Nez. So time for Luke Raley to get hot. I think this Luke Raley pick, I'm going to give myself credit from the past. I think I drafted this really early because I think it was a Tampa Bay Rays stack, and Raley was added to the Rays stack.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so this would have been drafted really early if I'm giving myself some intelligence credit here, because I don't think I would have done a one-off Luke Raley. I don't think I'm that deranged.
Well, didn't he get traded at the deadline, or was that preseason?
No, it was preseason.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Interesting.
Because I have Raley, Haniger, Polanco stacks and stuff like that, with the last 3 picks. But
man, and you guys call me a slappy. You're fucking unreal.
Yeah, too late. Equity contract was already signed. I agreed that Matt Wallner was. Yeah, we could do a full equity swap here. Nez, let's see your team in the finals, my friend. I know you got one through as well.
I did.
Ohtani.
I did. Yeah. We got a damn. Let me pull the screen over on my big screen there. Okay, that looks a lot better. Okay. Yeah. So, pitching staff has 5 healthy pitchers with Christopher Sanchez, Mackenzie Gore, Tanner Bybee, Hunter Brown, Eflin, Grayson, and Snell. A couple things to note here. Eflin should return for his Sunday start on the 1st. If they want to push that back, maybe have him start on Monday and then also have him start the following Sunday off the IL for rest of a 2-start week. Who says no? Not me. And what else is interesting, John, is I have 3 pitchers that go on this Wednesday.
Okay.
I believe Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, potentially 3 2-start pitchers for week 2 if those starts align how I need them to. So I mean, classic putting the cart before the horse because Mackenzie Gore has to face the Yankees, but like, what if?
What if? But I mean, the other thing about that is they could, depending how the days line up. So let's hypothetically say they have like an off day Friday or whatever. It flips to Tuesday, and then you could still have a 2-start week the following week if they have a 7-game week instead of a 6.
Right. So I kind of have like, I think my pitching might be good enough. But what I just keep telling myself is like pitching doesn't matter. Pitching doesn't matter.
I got the playoff cheat sheet right here. So we can go ahead and look here because other people sweating their own teams are going to want to know this information too. So round 4 of the finals, there's no team with 14 games. There is 13s or 12s. Now that we are in this,
I think the Royals are the only one with 14.
I am
or 7, I guess. So never mind. I thought the Royals did have 14 actually, but maybe I was mistaken. Because they have a doubleheader in an isolated.
Okay, so one of those will be a rescheduled game that doesn't. It would never have been a scheduled game, so it wouldn't be part of the scoring system.
It wouldn't be a part of this sheet, but it is being counted.
Oh shit! So the Royals backdoored their way into an extra game in the finals.
Yeah, it's because that Red Sox game was a suspended game. That's why it does not impact this scoring period. Let's say the game was suspended. Let's say a game started like this Royals game today. It gets suspended. Okay. But they resume within the 2-week scoring period. It would count. Or the 1-week scoring period. Mm-hmm. It would count. But it has to be within that scoring period, which is in 1-week increments.
Huh. Okay. Interesting. All right. Okay. This is getting wild. Okay. This is gonna make for a good sweat. So we'll live sweat this one because I'm in now. I'm in. Brad's saying that he has 6 2-start pitchers across 2 weeks. That's wild. Like Fuck that's me. Big time. So okay, maybe I could find like 2-start pitchers. What's the best resource for 2-start pitchers of the week? Like Pitcher List or
probably like CBS or Fangraphs.
Okay. Let's see here. I looked up Pitcher List first, so I just had it because I know they do the 2-start whatever. Okay, so 2-start from today to the next day, set and forget. Got it. Okay. So Cease, wow, that's a shame. My highest owned pitchers, Cease and Bryce Miller. Nola, Cole Reagans, Max Fried. Who's getting blown up by the Cardinals? Cease?
Cease, yeah. It's all good.
Oh, man. At Cardinals, at Rays feels kind of nice this week. No one will have Schwollenbach, Pavetta, Nestor Cortez, Ryan Pepio. There's your boy Christopher Sanchez with a 2-start.
Yeah, against Houston and the Braves. Nice.
Oh, perfect. Hey, in his defense, he's been much better at home this year, so at least they're at home. Yeah. There you go. Brandon Pfaadt, another one of my highest owned, not making his way into this finals roster. We ran bad on this finals roster.
Yeah.
Randy Vasquez. Does anyone have a Vasquez share?
I had a shit ton of Harrison and didn't get him through. It's a bummer.
Yeah, Kyle Harrison at Milwaukee, then Miami at home. That Miami at home looks nice.
It's nutted.
Yeah. Garrett Crochet, how the turntables have turned. Same with Walker Buehler. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, everyone could go through this on their own accord. Just kind of fun to look at in real time there and project. I'll go back to the scoring for a second because I'm kind of thinking like, what teams would you most like to have now that we are looking at 4th round scoring here? I mean, where are those at Colorado games?
Yeah,
Miami for sure. Okay, let's see. San Diego. Oh no, that's round 3. Sorry. Okay, let me see. San Diego just finished at Colorado, right? So Miami at Colorado for 4. Holy shit. And that's it. Did anyone get Miami stacks through? That one Jesus Sanchez share right now looms kind of large, no?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice to have some I mean super low owned.
Then Baltimore. My bad. So Baltimore. So all the
just
Colorado.
Look at the Colorado. Look at the Colorado column.
Oh yeah, that's way easier, right?
There it is.
So all the Colorado home games are in the first week scoring period. Whoa. Interesting.
I tell you what, man. I don't think I have a. Let me look back at my teams here. Yeah, no.
Burger.
Rip. Yep. No Baltimore bats for me.
I had Infinity Fought directionally accurate from Chip. I love that.
What about Boston? Can you look at highlight Boston? Okay, I see them there. So one of those Toronto games. Yeah, so we have Toronto. One of those games counts. They played Toronto 5 times, and that's insane because they have suspended game. 5 games against Toronto is insane. Mm-hmm. And then the White Sox. Okay, Boston bats, definitely something you might want.
I will share this in the chat so that everybody can kind of look through this and have some fun with it there. Yeah, the Jazz and Josh Bell stacks are looking so good for the Colorado exposure right now. That's so funny.
I mean, hey, at least you got bailed out with a nice team.
I mean, I'm thinking. I said I was quite vocal early in the first week of the Dinger stuff there that I thought 3 of the worst picks on planet Earth broke the slate with the Jorge Soler, who was the pitcher from the Rays? Why am I blanking? It was Jake Berger, Jorge Soler, and the pitcher for the Rays, Eflin, who went on the shelf, no longer of the Rays, right? Yeah, so I thought those 3 were 3 of the worst Dinger ADPs in the entire contest period, and then they were all guys you needed in the first week of the Dinger playoffs. So the people that got them through, which they all had awful seasons relative to ADP, and then they all smashed because Soler gets the trade and then ends up in Colorado for 3 games, and it's hysterical. Oh man, the variance of these sports. Pretty good to do this at the same time, juxtaposed to football season, because it's an evergreen reminder that like nothing fucking matters until you get here, and then you're gonna be like, we're gonna be looking for like who has a Naylor one-off or who has a Sam Darnold stack or whatever.
Speaking of Naylor, though, if I can finish Hardly the so this is the infield here. With the Cleveland stack, no Quan, but Jose with Naylor, O'Neal Cruz, because of course CJ Abrams, and then Max Muncy I think should be pretty low owned here.
Yeah, good shout.
Yeah, and then Geloff is still playing baseball. He actually scored for me last round, so shout out Zach Geloff of the Oakland A's. And then
Max Muncy's 7.9%, 22 shares, higher than I would have thought.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, probably because Ohtani probably had a lot to do
right.
With that.
Yeah, drag that along.
Yeah, and then the outfield here, Shohei. Hopefully he can play tomorrow. He got hit on the forearm and got an X-ray, came out negative. But I'd be lying if I wasn't shitting myself a little bit there. Yep. Randy, your boy, Teoscar, Kerry Carpenter, Kerry Bonds. That is Sal Frelick, because of course, and then Jock Peterson. So
nice. Okay.
I kind of like the team. You know what I mean? Like I think there's some upside here. I just need to run really, really pure at pitching. I have no hopes for this. I'm trying not to get my hopes up, is what I should say, but we'll have fun.
Yeah. This is the Sal Frelick is so Nez. The Kerry Bonds is so Nez. The Jock Peterson's pretty Nez.
I had a lot of Jock last year. Little O'Neal. I didn't have a lot of Jose this season though, so that's interesting.
I was typing along as you were doing there. I think your lowest owned player thus far was CJ Abrams at 5%.
Abrams, because Noda's a 0, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at who else. Whom did I just say? There was another infielder there on the list.
Reagan's left the game.
Cole Reagans did? Wow.
That's a damn shame.
Sketch. Can you scroll down to your Jock? That was the one I wanted to look up. Jock. Jock 6.8%, 19 shares. still remaining in the finals. This is a lot of fun. I'm not going to do this for everybody on stream here because you guys can go through and do it yourself. No one cares about our teams until they're scoring well, maybe later in the finals here. But yeah, I will share that, or I did share that exposure sheet. So go through and juxtapose it to the schedule, project your own 2-start weeks. I'll give a little shout out to our guys, the sock muffin there, Noah, man. Noah got 4 teams to the Dingers finals.
Insane, man.
Love
Insane.
It.
I mean, just hats off. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, that is truly crazy. I'm not sure. Did anybody best that? Does anybody?
There was somebody with
teams?
5.
Somebody had 5 teams. Wow, congratulations. That's very impressive to get 5 teams through to this final.
Yeah, I mean, super impressive.
Yeah, and evergreen reminder, dude, that it's just like, Pete jokes about it all the time. You're gonna make a BBM finals like 1 in 7 years and whatever. Like, we're all rose-colored glasses and shiny and whatever. This is drafting season for NFL, so we're all happy and chipper. And my teams look so nice, and the GMs. And then you do 150 of them, and you get 1 to the finals, maybe. Like, it's just it's a classic reminder. And this contest is obviously considerably smaller than BBM. This is 84,000 entries. So this is only 4 times bigger, I guess, than the BadgeBros Brawl, for instance. So it's a classic reminder, man.
The games we play, dude. Yeah. So Brady Goat 89 has 5 teams, but that's the most.
Brady Goat living up to the name.
Absolutely.
Might have to make the hashtag list tomorrow. Yo, speaking of which, hashtag list is going to take place tomorrow. That's going to be a really interactive show. We are sitting here and we are putting together a Google Sheet. We're using last year's. We're using some of this year's. We play all the sports, but we're going to miss people. And this isn't like us making the sheet and then everybody else is like judging us for how we did. This is a community activity. So I'm going to need all 200 and whatever of you live watching tomorrow to be chiming in the chat, to be joining, to be name dropping, to be shit talking, to be doing what you got to do to make sure that your name is either on the list or off the list or other people in the community. This is supposed to be a fun exercise. This isn't just John and Nez put their brains together, come up with their list, and then dump it on everybody else. So we're going to have some fun in real time tomorrow. Hashtag list tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern. If you're not subbed and liking this show and all that sort of stuff, please do so, because that's going to be a great one. We got 170 of us right now. There's 1,000 other shows on right now. So please like, subscribe, and come back tomorrow, because that's going to be an epic show.
That'll be a collaborative effort, like you said. So please vocalize your candidates, vocalize yourself, because the games have grown so much that it's not like how it used to be, where like I recognized everybody that I play with and everything. Like, things have gotten really busy during this NFL season. I barely have time to kind of like monitor the leaderboards as frequently as I used to, because I'm constantly on the clock in a slow draft. I'm constantly doing a fast draft, or I'm preparing for baseball. So we will appreciate the efforts of those vocalizing their candidates.
And I did say this behind closed doors the other day, that because there was some talk and murmurs that, maybe there's leaderboards in the future and we could get actual data and stuff like this. For this exercise, Nez, I think it's way more fun with no actual data. I don't want to know people's ROIs. I don't want to know. I'm not judging you, and we're not judging you based on your past results. I'm judging what I think of you in the lobbies. I'm judging, if you push the plane, that's one little tick for me. Like that gets you somewhere on my list. If you're, I don't care if one guy's 18% ROI and one guy's 15. If that 18%er or if that 15%er pushes the plane, he's respectful, he hangs out in the chat, like, then you're gonna get a little fucking boost in my sheet. All right, this is still our list.
Still our list, baby.
Yeah, Chipsy asking for some past consideration. Chipsy, you will always have a category on this list into your own. There is one category that no one can ever take away from you. So that's not going anywhere. Lavalord dumping in with, I think we might have to make a category for him after this WNBA streak he is on.
The woman respecter.
And then our guy Drew coming back, baby. He's reminding us that he's here.
Drew's hanging with me during the paywall stream, John. He loves the BadgeBros now.
Yeah. Shout out to our guy Chris G. Hopefully see him next week, man. Hopefully see him next week. For anyone who is considering going to Vegas, doing the ship chasing meetup and blah blah blah, I booked it last night or yesterday morning or something like that. I'm officially going to be there. So if you guys want to come hang out, by all means, I'll be there Wednesday to Saturday. And Wednesday night, you'll probably find me at the Bellagio, right adjacent to Doyle's room there for old time's sake. I think I'm going to go punt off a couple rolls and see what happens.
Oh man, I could shed a tear. I wish I could be there. But I know you guys are going to hold it down. If you're out there, have fun. Maybe I'll FaceTime you or Chris G or something so I can say what's up to everybody.
Yeah, I think maybe we'll try and I don't know. I was thinking through our show schedule, and it's something we got to talk about behind closed doors because I got a lot of shit going on the next 3 weeks. I'm traveling a shit ton, but I'm really hoping that maybe we could do a show from Vegas or a live show, and I just open the door to like my hotel room and let people roll through for like 10 minutes on the stream, like for first week of battle royales or something like that. So it's a little idea that I have right now, whether my execution will follow through or not. That could just be like a fun little exercise. Anyways, Nez, let's talk today's slate. Unless I missed anything, we've done all the dinger. We've done all the okay. Kind of more of an abbreviated version. This is an 8-game slate that doesn't directly line up with the majority of the other platforms for what it's worth. So if you're looking for other places for projections and stuff, just be mindful that there will be omissions in there and that sort of thing. But where we always start, a little bit of weather to consider. And the reason I bring it up, Nez, is because that Minnesota-Atlanta game, Max Fried is getting drafted and Bailey Ober is getting drafted from that game. And that one might have, potentially a little something going on. So as we always start with weather, just be mindful of it. Probably not looking to get too densely exposed to that one, right?
I suppose not. The way that the timing of this does make it seem like it's good. However, definitely want to pay close attention to it because it sounds like it's not a matter of if these storms will hit, but when. So just keep an eye on it. Like you said, good pitching matchup here. So just pay attention to the timing of these storms because it seems fine, but it could very well not be fine. And to the tune of starts being cut early and games not finishing. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's just a good macro takeaway. That's the right way to think it through and to handle it there, Nez. Do you find yourself like aping this game at all? Like, you look really confused right now.
Sorry, I was thinking.
Thinking is hard, Nez. It is.
I wear it on my face. Am I getting to this game, Braves and Twins?
Yeah.
Not a ton. I think I like the Twins bats here a little bit against Fried. Should be low owned. I like their righties. That's really it for me. I think Ober has got his best stuff going right now, and the Braves definitely a little banged up right now, not playing their best baseball either.
Mm-hmm. Good show. Seen some love in the chat there. We're going to have Wu-Tang Killer Bees there. The hot sauce is there. Chris G, I imagine, as well. So this will be good. This is nice. We already got some people showing out that are going to be hanging out. Love to see it. All right, Nez, let's go straight to the lineups and stuff like that. We got no lineups released just yet. We got a Coors game on the slate, as we alluded to earlier there. First game on the slate, though, is this Astros-Phils. Zach Wheeler goes as SP1, but not a great spot against the Astros here, who in recent memory only been striking out about 17% of the time there. But we might get a little bit of a watered down lineup here with no Yordan Alvarez. He's been day-to-day and missed the course of the weekend there, Nez. Thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this is definitely one that I'm looking to get to the Phillies. Phillies at home, Phillies against Blanco, who was like just fine, had a really great start to the season. I think people still kind of hang on to that. And for whatever reason, well, I guess today is a little different. I mean, you can still stack the Phillies really easily. And this is like one of the best spots today, in my opinion. So it's hard to get off the Phillies. Like they're going to be probably something that I'm doing very frequently up until lock.
Okay.
Lock is in like 2 hours, so I got to get on my horse. But they're just really easy to stack, and I like them a lot today. And then on the Astros side, I'm probably a-okay.
Okay, so your team Wheeler today. It's not a generational wealth opportunity to potentially get low owned Yordan Alvarez with the Q tag over and over again.
Oh, I don't know that I want to do that. You know what I mean? Like I just think that their season's like, I think their season is pretty much dust. I mean, I don't know, man. They haven't played Tucker in God knows how long. Are they still in the hunt?
Yeah, they're still leading the division, dude.
Jesus Christ. I mean,
yeah, that division's bad.
By a thread, I would think.
Well, I mean, everyone else in that division,
4.5. Yeah,
Rangers,
you're right.
Rangers are sputtering. Mariners just fired their manager over the weekend. Like nothing's going good for anyone in that division right now. So I mean, they might just be de facto winning.
Jesus.
Yeah, but this lineup is gross, man. Like Jake Myers, Ben Gamel, who has been DFA twice this year. It's pretty ugly what they're running out there comparatively, yet they keep rattling off games.
Yeah, that's I still don't want them, but like
fair enough. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a good spot.
They're staying alive.
Nationals and Yankees. Yankees are major chalk. They're pushed up all the way at the top there. We saw back yesterday from Soto, Jets, Stanton. Mitchell Parker has, flashed, man. He has flashed. He's been better than the price tag that we attribute to him. Nestor Cortez, kind of similar, I would say in that way. But yeah, I guess you just kind of get to your Judge and Soto here. And if you want to stack it, you keep going there. But they're less intriguing to stack with the lefties there versus Parker, like Chisholm and that sort of deal.
Yeah, the Yankees obviously like are extremely top heavy. I would definitely stack them though. I would go deep into that bag and stack them because I still don't think that those guys that the teammates get drafted enough as they should, especially if those studs are going as well as they can. But I think it's important to note, like you said, Mitchell Parker has shown some decent stuff. He's not like a screaming target on this slate by any means.
Right.
I don't know that I'm going to draft him, but I think I would definitely temper expectations when drafting. Like Stanton being ADP 7 is really rich.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no, good shout there. I mean, I don't think Stanton would be up here if he hadn't homered yesterday, but that 5.1, 5 point whatever, where you're looking for an implied run total is second highest on the slate behind basically only the Coors games. I guess second highest non-Coors game is how I would frame it there. But as you're alluding to, man, like, yeah, sure, it's lefty for Chisholm, but he can get on base and steal bases, that sort of thing. He's back off the IL after like 2 days, I think. Yeah. So he's been back for 3 games now. But you can get to these other right-handed Yankees who will be hitting in the top 5 for free as like little tack-on stacks there, as you're talking about.
Yeah, and Glaber and Volpe, of course. Yeah. And then I like Nestor today as well. He's had some decent starts, and the Nationals are a really good matchup for left-handed pitching. For the pitcher, that is.
Yeah, Nestor's gone 7 innings in back-to-back starts there. He struck out 9 versus Chicago, which is like a more comparable strikeout rate than Cleveland, where he only struck out 4 last time. And both of those starts were at home, I believe. So, I mean, one of them was at home. So not entirely scared of that ballpark, but lefty versus lefty kind of mitigates a little bit of that Woods and Abrams scare at the top of the lineup, right?
Yep.
Next game is not on the slate. This Boston and Blue Jays game is not on the slate, so we'll skip right over that one. We talked about the weather a little bit with the Twins there. Nez alluded to liking Max Fried a little bit, or not liking Max Fried and liking the righties from the Twins side. Max Fried's been knocked around in his last couple starts, but his underlyings are better than his like actuals in that time frame. Like maybe a little bit of run bad with some of these earned runs that he has been giving up there. But many are saying Max Fried is fried. So who knows there, Nez? What do you think?
I don't know that he's fried, but I am a simp for the Twins. So I love him today. Royce Lewis, Santana, better from the right side in his career. Miranda, 130 WRC plus in the season. You know, good prospect. Little low owned Kyle Farmer today. I love the Twins. Just on
Farmer's a big pinch hit risk. Just like,
of course,
evergreen asterisks. But yeah,
but yeah, I still like these Twins today quite a bit.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, like I can get on board with that. I hope Matt Wallner comes into this ball game and hits pinch hit home run. I think that's what everybody is rooting for alongside me. But yeah, that's yeah, there you go. Right-handed Twins, but some pinch hit risk there. Cards and Padres. I was just looking for it. Jay Hay from Baseball is Dead podcast tweeted out earlier. I will find it as I meander here. It was a nug about Jackson Morrell basically being the third best hitter in baseball since the All-Star break. It was Bobby Witt Jr., him, and Aaron Judge, but I can't remember what the stat was, so I'm going to go find it.
Yeah, he's been crushing lately, man, but people want him to be the NL Rookie of the Year. I still think Skeens is better, but you know, Merrill plays every day, and you know, he's been playing for the whole season, so I think he's going to end up taking that title. But you know, Skeens is going to push him for it, I think.
There's your stat there. Top 3 batters in win probability added since the All-Star break. Bobby Witt Jr.
Probability added. Okay.
Yeah, Jackson Morrell and Aaron Judge. That's pretty wild.
I mean, the kid's been killing it, man. Just so good, and so clutch too.
Yeah. Love to see that. Yeah, you were on him at the tail end of draft season there. I don't think I took him in the dinger at all. Maybe once.
Yeah, it would have been cool to sneak one of those in.
Yeah, because he is absolutely on one. But like, I mean, nobody really expected the outfield eligibility was nice, especially late. But like, of that whole tier with like Churio and Jackson Holiday and Wyatt Langford and whatever, like he was by far and away the least talked about one of that whole grouping, and he made the team the earliest because they went and played that Korea or Japan or wherever they went series. So we knew he was on the team too. And then people were fudding the fact that he might have just been the 26th man added for those games. Then they come back, they'll play spring training, and then they'll leave him off the roster and blah, blah, blah. Whereas like we probably should have been scooping him in the last rounds there.
Yeah, it was tough to say because like he was really young, really young. Playing a new position, like he could have easily had the Matt Wallner trajectory, but like the Padres are so aggressive that I guess you could have like seen past that. I'm very curious to see where he's going to end up going in next year's dinger.
Oh, you know what? Chip might be on to something that Morrell was maybe not in the player pool, and it was the second contest they dropped that he was in the player pool. Maybe that's what it was.
That would make sense.
Yeah, maybe that's why we weren't scooping.
That would make sense.
We were talking about him, but then maybe that's good memory there because I thought it was something to that accord. Chris G asking if Paul Skeens made it to a Dingers final. Yes, in fact, he did. He is on the same amount of teams as Logan Webb and Zach Gallen. 26 teams made it with Paul Skeens.
That's crazy.
9% owned in the finals.
And I didn't get any of them. Unreal.
How many fucking Cabrian Hayes and Henry Davis teams did you get through, Nez?
0. Actually, he is on my eliminator team, I think.
Oh, okay.
So put that in your
plate. There we go. Cabrian Hayes is going to hit one hard into the ground this week for Nez and score 3 points.
But let the record show, I projected Paul Skeens for 130 MLB innings this year, and he's at 104.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I was team call up late, shut down early. So yeah, I didn't think he would have this big an impact, and he has had a big time impact. Getting the 2-start week in the first week of the finals is why that ownership, I think, is so high. But then he has pitched really well.
Yeah, and I think he's starting tomorrow, or is
nice.
Maybe I'm confused. It's TBD. Mitch starts today, though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Mitch coming off his good one last time out. All right, next game. This is my favorite games, plural, on the slate, and these are by far and away 4 of the worst offenses on the slate, but they are my favorite games to target right now, just for run scoring environment. Both are hot. One's at Coors, one's at US Cellular. I refuse to call it anything else there. Ty Madden, dude. Ty Madden, he is Stoneman on Redacted, and he has been getting absolutely shelled at AAA this year. He's got like a 7+ ERA there. Decent strikeout rate, which was kind of surprising. He does get some strikeouts going, but that's about all I can say about him. There are high implied run totals for both of these teams. Tigers lineup is much improved than where it has been in the past here. Davis Martin, I played him on the night only short slate when they were at San Francisco, just as a leverage play, and he had a pretty nice start there. I guess that was second to last time out there. He's not like total gas can, but I want to get to bats on both sides of this game because I think the offenses are much better than the pitching displayed.
Yeah, this is a very interesting one. I liked Ty Madden in the draft. He came from Texas. I thought he was a pretty good pitcher. And then he had some walk problems, and sporting a 177 whip in AAA. John, do you think going from AAA to the big show is going to help or worsen the control issues in the mental game there?
Methinks if you can't walk them at AAA with where you can't keep it in the zone at AAA with 3,000 people in the stands, that 30,000. Actually, you know what? It's the White Sox. There might also be 3,000 fans there today, so who knows? But a little. I think the arms might be shaky for a first time out here.
Yeah, this is a fun one. I love the Tigers, though. That's like where I first went to. It's kind of hard for me to get to the White Sox, but we are respecters of the White Sox here. And Robert, Benintendi, Vaughn, Sheets are all in play today.
Yeah, Gavin Sheets, I will have a little bit more than the field today. It feels like Gavin Sheets carry Bonds day for me in this game environment here. I like the weather. I like the pitching situation. I love the fact that there are bad fucking bullpens behind both of these starting arms. So I think it's an underrated thing where you're getting deep into bullpens and stuff. Like when people do contrarian stacking and stuff, I think it's underutilized, the impact of like the bullpen, where it's like, yeah, you can contrarian stack the cards today and like go against like Randy Vasquez, and that's probably a better matchup or whatever in some people's minds than White Sox versus like Ty Madden, and they'll have a higher implied run total. But it's like once you get in that Padres bullpen, like even if Randy Vasquez gets shelled and he gives up like 5 or 6, you're still seeing good arms come out of that Padres bullpen. Yeah. Whereas like if the White Sox score like 4 or 5, you're seeing nothing but dust come out of the Tigers pen.
Yeah, no, it's a really like underrated aspect of these games is knowing who the good pens are. And yeah, like you said, the Padres have a very solid one.
All right, cool. On to the Coors Field game. Coors Field is priced up, but the run totals are not suggesting or supportive of the prices. Connor Norby has been hot since he came back up. I thought it was an absolute travesty that after trading Trevor Rogers for him and you got this dust-ass team, that they sent him down at all. It made no effing sense. I don't know if they're trying to manipulate some control, but I don't think that was even a factor there. I love that they got the young guys up and they are playing them a lot. Both Stowers and Norby they deserve big league at bats. So I'm glad that they found them because they couldn't find them in Baltimore with just how good that team is right now. But this is going to be a heavy chalk team for the Marlins here, but I will still be getting to both sides of this ball game. I kind of like the Marlins side ever so slightly more, but both these pitchers, not gas cans. They have the ability to, shock the world kind of thing. We've seen Feltner do it multiple times this year, and Cabrera can just roll the balls out and strike out 8 or 9 in 6 innings any given day, but he does have the polar extremes where he is kind of Nick Pivetta-y, where you're either going to get it or you're not going to get it, and when you get it, you get the strikeouts alongside it. I won't be going to pitching at all, but I will be going to bats for both sides. That was too many words, Gomez.
I mean, the Rockies are just a generational smash today. It's it's ridiculous. It's okay. Actually ridiculous. I mean, Edward Cabrera has just not been good this year. Yeah, he has a good K upside, yada yada. He's not been good. And it happens every time the Rockies are at home. They just get no respect from the drafters on Underdog. And what I'm going to be using the Rockies for is to jam volume. If you see me drafting manually, I'm probably not going to have any Rockies, but they're so easily gettable that when it's time for me to cram entries in and I can't sit and draft and I need to auto draft, I'm going to auto draft the shit out of the Rockies because they are I can get them at will. And it's such a good spot. I mean, these Rockies have some good sticks. We talk about Michael Toglia all the time being an ISO machine. McMahon, Tovar,
Michael
Doyle.
Toglia, low key switch hitting Matt Wallner.
I like that. I like that take. Is Nolan Jones?
Nolan Jones is back. Too? Nolan Jones is back. Nolan Jones played baseball yesterday, so Nolan Jones is back and will most likely draw into this lineup.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you are supposed to do when a team is projected to do pretty well and they are just not taken. You should draft that team. Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, no, I like that shout a lot there. Brendan Rodgers continues to shock the world with his home hitting streaks at home there. He just seems to pile them up, and when one ends, then another one starts for him. Love playing him at home, even though he is the right-handed version of this. I'm seeing mixed reviews on who's going to start for the Rockies today. Feltner's not listed on here. He's not listed on other places. He's marked with the out tag on Underdog, not that you're drafting him anyways. I did hear a TBD and no listed starter yesterday when I did my preliminary look at the slate. So just be mindful of this in case handedness changes or anything there, because if you do end up getting a lefty or lefty long reliever, because you do have Ty Block and you do have I can't remember the other left-handed Rockies long reliever, but there's 2 of them. If you do end up getting them, Jake Berger looks like an effing smash because he's certified lefty killer. So if that handedness does flip, I just want people to be mindful of it.
Good shout.
All right. Last game of the slate here, Nez. I need both offense and pitching from this series over the next couple days here.
Me tonight. Too, dude.
Tonight, we are hoping for some Rays offense, but as we routinely suggest, this is the worst park on planet Earth to go to. It is the best rotation in baseball, according to runs suppressed and stuff like that. So, yeah, this it's not great, Bob. This is not great. But if we could get a Luke Raley home run and a Christopher Morel home run tonight, I'd be a happy man. But I'm not going to it in the daily streets.
I don't know how you can get to this game personally.
Yeah, just pitching.
Yeah, if I was to get to it though, it would be from the Rays side.
Okay.
To be honest, I think they're going to be way more overlooked, and I love Junior Caminero, so doing some Brandon Lau, Junior Caminero stuff, I'm sick enough in the head to do that. The Marine layer is not enough to hold back Junior Caminero's power. So give me the Cam God.
I like it. Okay. Yeah, if you're going to go with the contrarian side, just finding a couple two-mans for pop's sake.
Yeah, you don't need to overdo it.
You don't need to overdo it in this game environment, especially with these 2 pitchers. This will be the best place to go for pitching, but the market agrees with us right now because in terms of affordable pitching on this slate. Nez, you literally have Ryan Papio and you have Bryce Miller as SP3 and 4 there. One game that I just think we like missed and I just totally glossed over that actually is on the slate is the first one here. I effed this up. Yeah, because this game's not on the slate because of the doubleheader. Yeah. I dodged this game. Mitch Keller coming off a generational pitching performance when you were in the ballpark to witness his 9 strikeouts over whatever it was, 7 innings, 8 innings last time out. Anything you got to say about Cubs and Pirates? Should we be getting to either side of this? This looks like 2 professional pitchers going up against 2 mid-tier offenses to me.
Yeah, I mean, I have blind faith in Mitch Keller against the Cubs. I
don't think it's blind today.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. The Cubs still like scare me on any given slate. Bellinger just kills the Pirates, so people are going to get to the Cubs stacks because Cardi doesn't like Mitch Keller, so he puts the Cubs up a little higher than I think most people would, and people follow that. And Keller is, going to get drafted, I think, a good amount of the time. If not, I'm going to have a ton of Mitch Keller today. And then for the Pirates, definitely getting to O'Neal Cruz today against Jameson Taillon. And I might mix in some Reynolds there, but Cruz will definitely be like a favorite one off of mine, if nothing else.
Beautiful. Okay, cool. I alluded to the fact that some of my favorite contrarian stacks were Tigers and White Sox. There, whom do you think you're going to like, Nez?
Definitely Tigers. And then Phillies, man. I like the Phillies quite a bit. And then, of course, the Rockies. But the Rockies are going to be like my auto draft stack of choice today.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Rockies with nobody. I mean, they're playing in the exact same environment with the same implied run total as Miami is right now. That might fluctuate based on the pitching that comes out and whatnot. You could see Miami push up into that like 5, 8, or 6 range in terms of implied team total. But if you just want that leverage, same game environment, and you get this ownership discount of ADPs 29 and north compared to, I mean, what we're doing out here with 5 and 7 drafted in every single draft kind of thing.
And I like it. And I love it, as a matter of fact.
I want some more of it.
Thank you.
All right, let's do this. Nez, are you locked in? I know you like the Phillies, but are you locked into the notion that you just take the 2 Yankees off the top here?
I think so, right? I mean, it's just like you just do it.
They've been on one, man. Both of them have just been on one recently.
Yeah.
I'm going to dial up some StatCast stuff for 1 second here and just take a little look-sees. I really want to know if Judge has been killing everyone. Yeah. You're going to get, hey, Nez, you're up. I think that means you're up in the slow drafts, bud.
No, we're doing a slow draft home league, and I am on the clock in that.
We're getting a Nick Castellanos scroll down day.
Ooh.
Soto, lefty, or Schwarber?
I still think it's Soto, but
okay, sure. Yeah, I'm good with it.
Would not be offended if somebody wanted to go Schwarber here, to be honest, just because he's got a little bit more power, but I think depending on where you look, you're going to see you might not see Soto ahead of Schwarber, but I only use like one projection source.
Okay.
And I'm not even sure where he has Soto today.
Sounds good to me. Looking at the split samples for the lefties, nothing jarring. Mitchell Parker's only given up 1 home run to lefties, but he's only faced 133 batters there, 30 strikeouts in 30 innings versus left-handed, so the strikeout rate's a little bit higher up. But the whip is a little higher for whatever reason. Might be a pitch mix thing. Throws the splitter. No, not a pitch mix thing. Yeah.
John, do you know Aaron Judge's WRC plus this season?
No, I do not.
It's 226.
Oh my God. 226.
Are you joking? Like,
That's
what
crazy,
the fuck?
man. Oh man, that's crazy.
OPS of almost 1200. Or yeah, it's basically 1200. It's like 1189.
There was a crazy one on the broadcast the other day, and I'm trying to remember now. It was a screenshot, and I think the Underdog account tweeted it out, but it was doing rest of MLB. It was like MLB average for I'll think of it in a second here. Who do you like, Nez? You alluded to the fact that you like the fills. We could do like a Trey Turner thing here. We could scroll. We could take.
We don't have
pitching.
any stack partners here. What do you think about one of these pitchers?
Sure. Which one do you like?
I like all of them. I do like Nestor, but let's do your boy.
Yeah, let's do it.
And then, so he said Gibson's on the mound for the Cardinals.
Yes, sir.
He's like obviously a hashtag professional pitcher, but with the ability to get crushed. White Sox are kind of interesting.
Yeah, I like White Sox. I like Detroit. Those are kind of like where my eyes are gravitating. I like the Rockies, as you alluded to earlier, but don't love them, but like them for sure. And then, yeah, contrarian Miami feels okay too. Like if you just tack on like 2 mans of the back end Miami.
Yeah, would you want to start with like Sanchez or?
Yeah, Sanchez feels okay, and then you can kind of like do a 2-man Miami, 2-man, and use Soto as a one-off.
Yeah,
or we could do the Detroit stuff. But Detroit,
we lost Riley Green.
Okay, that's cute to take. Luke Big Shot's taking the second best best outfield eligible player on Detroit.
They don't call him Riley Bonds, do they?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
There was 2 things. There was I wanted to see the Aaron Judge stat. I believe it was league average in on base juxtaposed to Aaron Judge's slugging percentage.
Oh my gosh.
And he had a higher slugging percentage than the entire league average of on base percentage. It was something like that.
Well, you would definitely expect that though. So maybe it was something else. Do you think his slugging was better than people's like OPS? Because I think that would make more sense.
There you go. It was
he's
OPS
slugging 730.
Yes. So he's slugging 730, and then league average OPS was like 728 or something like that.
Yeah,
I think that was exactly what the graphic was.
And that would make sense because he is literally 120% better than the league average hitter. So that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
There was ridiculous.
Nick with his evergreen go Yankees chime in. Wow. Okay. I am not liking. I looked at ADPs before, and now I'm seeing that more people are on the Tigers like me, and people are pushing up the Tigers and stuff like that. I'm liking the Tigers. I mean, I still like them, and I liked them on paper, but relative to their ADPs, they're dropping a little bit in my mind right now, Nez.
You definitely need to be cognizant of the fact that like, are a lot of people getting to this team, and there will be a lot of Tigers stacks.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know that it's like a stay away type of deal, but yeah, I mean, if I was drafting here, like if I'm Luke Big Shots, like I'm not even like doing another Tiger. Like at this point, I'm doing like a 3-1-1, which shout out Brad. You know, that's like he pretty much trademarked that construction. Seems a lot better. Stowers, let's do it.
Let's have a little fun here. We got to pivot a little bit here because Luis Robert Jr. went off the board. We got some Colorado going off the board. So all of our favorite outs are turning into, I don't know if this is a room of people watching the show and people doing and liking what we like, because there are some sharp drafters in here and 6 red badges. That being said, yeah. Okay, let's make this a Miami 3-man, and then you pick the one-off infield bat to go with it. Let's take Jonah Bride. He's probably going to hit 4th today, 4th or 5th. and just kind of tie a bow on this like 3-4-5 or 3-5-6 of Miami.
Jonah Bride, huh?
Let's do it.
All right. I'm more of a Jonah Heim guy, but we can do the Bridester.
All right. Now we're gonna throw in an infield one-off here that we're gonna scroll for, and you let me know whom that stick might be.
Okay. I definitely have options for you, John.
Okay. This is a very weird slate in terms of like Yordan Alvarez like in a bad spot going undrafted, Royce Lewis in a bad in quotation spot but not that bad going undrafted. Like the as much as I was like pretty in on like those gross offenses, there's leverage with like more talented players too. So I'm kind of like, I don't know if Yordan plays today. Like, do we really like Jesus Sanchez that much more with him playing in Coors?
That's a good question, man. Like,
yeah,
I guess that's tough because I think it's just like, what do you do in the event that Yordan doesn't play? Because I think that like last round Yordan, like kind of makes sense in my head, but then there's just like you only have essentially one swap for that.
Right. Yeah. And you're going to basically, it's not like hoops. You're going to get them at almost 100 frequency. So it's kind of like, all right. Like who else do you feel comfortable with at the outfield position to flip exposure to?
Right. Because you're likely to get 100% unless you just kind of leave your ranks as is.
All right, Nez, you're going to pick our one-off stick here to go along our 3 Miami stack of some of the grossest names you compare together. And Soto.
I want to do a Minnesota Twin.
Okay. Whom would you like to do?
I want to do Carlos Santana.
Wow. Carlos Santana one-off over Royce Lewis feels bad in a vacuum. Just feels awful, but I will do it for you, Nez.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know I love my lefty killers, man.
Yeah. All right. I will allow it. I would never do it. I would
be the only one with the one-off Carlos Santana. Everybody else is going to be stacking them up with all the other Twins, and all the lineups are going to look the same. Meanwhile, you're going to be the only one with the one-off Carlos Santana, hitting 305 off of left-handed pitching this season, 165 WRC plus against left-handed pitching this season. Just play the best plays, dude.
Play the best plays, Carlos Santana. Oh, I love it. Oh, fuck yeah, Nez. Never change. All right. Actually,
You're doing it?
Pump fake. Nez is doing it. I forgot.
All right, I'm entering. I just entered, folks.
Nez is in.
I'm gonna share my screen, but just trust me on this that I'm in there.
One more BBM bullet. Get in there, Chad.
Oh fuck! It's still fetching. Oh no, we did pump fake.
Fetchy draft.
It's Jover. All right, 9 more. We definitely got an underflow, and I'm really sorry.
Oh my god! Look at all these drafts he has to go through to find it.
Only one best ball mania though.
The guy's still in
the. We definitely pump faked everybody. If you're in there, I'm sorry. No refunds, but I'm sorry. Enjoy the underflow, buddy.
I got cooked. Unreal pump on Chad's head. Oh man.
Bobby Witt homer. That's I'm gonna be sweating every single
Bobby Witt homer.
I'm sweating everything, man. Like I got 8 points from Jose and Josh Naylor though. Shout out stacking. We got 16 points from my 2 sons there. So
Josh Naylor,
yeah. Oh, this is gonna be fun, man. This is gonna be fun at all. Definitely not overwhelmingly disappointing. We're gonna have fun with this. Pick 12 though. Sorry for our loss.
Yeah. Should we just push the plane and go to the next one?
Yeah, you guys got this one. We're doing another one.
I love how your rankings are just Bijan.
You like that?
That's funny.
I came on here last week, I think it was, atoning for my sins, and I completely changed my mind. I said, it's like, fuck that, man. I like Bijan.
Okay.
Let me get as much Bijan as I can to finish out these BBMs. I only have 13 drafts left.
I respect it, man. I respect it. We got some breaking news here, Nez. This one's very interesting to me because you made me draft him in a perfect game earlier.
Yes.
This year.
Maybe it was a perfect game. We don't know, but I did make you draft him.
It was 100% perfect game. I could find the team. You made me draft him in the 18th round. He has not played a single game of baseball all season long. He is making his big league debut, batting second for the Nationals today. He has won. He has owned one time in the Dinger final. Dylan Cruz hitting second today for the Nationals. I doubt he's in our daily player pool, but
he's not.
Yeah.
The thesis, man. Always was and always will be.
Dylan Cruz, the low-owned leverage piece in the Dinger you need. There you go.
That's pretty sick, man, that somebody got him through. I mean,
fucking wild.
Watch him just have like an on fire debut, and I mean, it's like the hypothetical. Like if there's a guy won't play until the finals, but he puts up 50. Where do you draft that guy?
Yeah, I never. I don't know. Yeah, I guess you take him. I guess in baseball, I would say almost never. But if you know he's going to do it in the finals, maybe you could. I don't know.
In football, he's the 101.
Football, yeah, football's different, I guess. I'd vote Puka for one. He was back at practice this afternoon. Things trending in the right direction for him there. I'd be down to do like a Jonathan Taylor or like a Saquon and like do something funky from this corner. I'm kind of over like the Puka plus London or Puka plus Gibbs. I'm down to get a little fun on this corner.
Oh, all right. I mean, the RBs here definitely is not my idea of like doing something fun. Unless it was like Jahmyr Gibbs.
Okay. Then pick who you want. Who do you want?
I would prefer Debo.
Ugh. Okay, fine.
I know, right? So
I think Debo's just a bad pick this year. We're on the other sides of the fence there.
But like, why? He's good at football. The offense is sick.
I guess. Yeah.
I guess, man. I don't know what makes him much worse than everybody else on the board.
He's so fun and he's so electric in like the daily contests and stuff like that. And I'll take my fair share of Debo here and there on like
at the end of the day, we're playing a daily contest though,
Yeah, I mean like the spike week potential ceiling of Debo is pretty effing high, but just that offense with all the other pieces going to be there. Like the thesis on Debo was okay if Ayuk was getting moved. Now that it looks like he's not and he's not going to, I just don't love it. I mean, I'll take my ownership in that offense through the most expensive piece in McCaffrey and then in the cheapest pieces through Kittle in the 7th or whatever.
Yeah, I still have no problem doing Debo with or any of these Niners with Kittle. Kittle being the last of that like truly elite tight end here, I think makes him flexible and a piece that can fit on basically any team, and it sets up the Purdy stack, which I think Purdy stacks and Best Ball Mania are just like the nuts. Very much into that stack. I mean, if I was to rank it, I don't know if it'd be my favorite per se, but like I think Purdy has like insane touchdown upside for sure.
Oh man.
Oh, we got a little news for the Pirates.
Okay.
Jared Jones is going to start on Tuesday for them. Very cool. Very cool.
So that was the TBD to come back. That kills Paul Skeens 2-start week. So
it does, but we don't have him, so fuck him.
Yeah, true. Good point.
Down up yours, Paul.
Luke suggesting that big ADP got him. Otherwise, he would have stacked up Kerry Bonds there.
Hey, Luke, what's up, man?
That must have been in reference to the Parker Meadows pick there.
Potentially. Yeah. Oh, we got a new mini Schnauzer out.
Or not or Riley Green pick, not Parker Meadows.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
Oh yeah, so people have been clamoring for another low dollar contest and stuff. Mini Schnauzer 8 in the lobbies. Love to see it.
It is 20-second clocks. Very fun.
Nice, cool.
It's no BadgeBros Brawl, John, but it'll do.
you know. Numi's resetting a conversation that the three of us had that was kind of fun here, where I was calling Bijan Robinson this year Bobby Witt Jr., where it's like, even if you push him up and you're right, you're still wrong because he plays the wrong position. That was a spicy, fun take of mine. It was actually more in reference to, it was more in reference to his ADP this year versus last year, because I think the comp holds true of those two year over year. It could be really fun if Bijan's the guy you need and breaks the slate. Like, the parallels to him and Bobby Witt is very fun cross sport.
Yeah, I still think everybody has this first round kind of wrong.
Yeah.
It should be, in my opinion, CMC, Tyreek Lamb, Bijan Breece.
Cool.
That's how basically I see it.
That's basically what it was in the BadgeBros Brawl. God's game.
God's game. That's right. It essentially was. I mean, it really was. I mean,
it was.
Yeah. Well, time will tell, man, what's in store for these running backs this season. But assuming they keep their health, I don't see how they don't just absolutely smash.
Yeah.
And that can be a big factor if you do it right, and like you continue to piss after you do. It's hero RB. I'm mansplaining hero RB, but I really have trouble seeing how that isn't like the absolute move. Like everybody's so close. I think everybody's so close, and just with the zero RB stuff, man, I think that it seems kind of weird to do it this year. Mm-hmm. To really lean in to zero RB this season. It's just something that I just like was not able to do with confidence.
I'm excited for the Best Ball Bros video from Pete there. I don't think
dude, I know.
I'm not sure we're big time enough to get a shout out, but if there was a shout out for either of us in that one, it'd be you pounding the table for Breece in the first round and being like that vibe, and then it would be a scroll the F down on the other side of the spectrum, like, just scroll for leverage, bro. Like,
yeah. I think we're gonna get some sort of a shout, man.
We gotta get a scroll the F down one in there. We could double tap the Houston stuff. Stephon Diggs has been falling. You wanted to get your Tank Dell exposure up, so I'm cool with that. If you want to do something funky with like a pairing on the right side of the board, like a Josh Allen, or whatever you want to do.
Do you like Diggs or Tank here? I'm cool with either.
Let's do Tank.
Okay.
I'm good with both too, to be honest, and set up the Shrout falling to 80 thing, and then if he doesn't fall, so what?
Cool. Let's do it. I have no problem double stacking what I think is going to be one of the best offenses in football. My other suggestion there, if you wanted to get funky, which we obviously, I mean, we're always getting funky, John, but we did get funky in that specific instance, would have been a Josh Jacobs push up, but I don't want to be a total fucking donkey with that. I'll take my Jacobs at ADP.
Yeah, the Jacobs one's interesting because early draft season he fell to that end side of the board.
Sometimes, yeah.
Now that probably doesn't matter. It only matters once we get to that end final and you're comparing your roster versus someone else with 600 entries or whatever, and you're comparing them. But like, if he's the guy you need, he's the guy you need. So it doesn't really matter. That's why I think these Rashee Rice conversations are really funny.
I agree, man.
Like in general, but
I agree. I really do think that like we're getting close to kind of not caring about that stuff.
It's the IQ meme where on one side it says win your pod, and then in the middle is ownership discount, ADP, closing line value, blah blah blah, and then at the end it's just like win your pod.
Like, yeah, that's so there's it's like it's chip on one end, easy on the other, and then everybody arguing in between on stream.
Yes, exactly.
No one knows who is who on that bell curve meme. That'll just have to be for you guys to figure out.
Yeah, exactly right. Chip said just draft Addison, Rashee, Brooks on a Rice team. Like, yeah, I guess. Like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, the fun one that I was laughing on the timeline today was like people talking about Nick Chubb. Like the thesis of Nick Chubb was always like he was discount Jonathan Brooks, where he's going to be on the pup. We all know he's going to be on the pup.
Yeah,
he's healthy at the tail end of the season because he's less healthy now, right? So you're buying yourself 4 weeks of not healthy so that health comes when it matters, like down the road kind of thing. And then opportunity springs with said health or whatever. Because if you want to front load a tournament, like if you want to front load or if you want to mindset a tournament, the only thing that matters is healthy bodies at the tail end of said tournament, because you can't take zeros at the end. Nobody tells you that you can take zeros at the front. Of course you can. So who's more likely to be healthy at the end? Well, probably the guy who doesn't play for the first 4 weeks. Yeah. That's why a front loaded suspension for like Rashee Rice or Addison would have been like kind of fine, or like the Kamara year where you got the front end suspension, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I am curious to see how far Chubb falls. The floor of his ADP this season was like 140, and that was for like a solid like 2 to 3 week stretch before the squat video came out. And then the squat video came out, and he slingshotted right back up to the 120s. I think he's going to fall again to the 140s, but where there's, I think, less resistance there to keep him like above that, because we're pushing up wide receivers that we like there. Michael Wilson is rising really fast. McMillan is rising really fast. He has a chance to kind of fall through that tier of wide receiver. I mean, like, I'm not super confident on Chubb. I am like the modern medicine believer. I've got enough Chubb right now that I don't know that I'm going to continue to do that, because I am scared, man. I am pretty scared. That's a major fucking surgery.
Yeah, the thesis for him is like he tacks on to like a RB dominant build as like your 5th RB, and then it's like there's the late hammer you need, and that hammer is better than some other ones available. This could break nice for us here if these guys don't keep cranking green here, Nez, which is a couple of non-Badgers late in the season here. This is a little peek behind the curtain as to what the BBMs are going to look like henceforth for the last 15% of them, because some of those guys are getting pushed up. I saw in the chat there that Jonathan Taylor sometimes going in the first round and that sort of thing. Yep. So yeah, the JT rise is like such a good barometer for like how many casuals are in these streets. Kyler Murray goes ahead of Stroud and Anthony Richardson. Or do you want to push this one more round? I'm down to. I'd like to see where the Nico drafter is first. I would queue up Ken Walker and White here. That's what I would do after all the tight ends went. I would queue up these two.
I agree.
And then I would take Ken Walker first.
Let's do Ken Walker, and then I think we maybe have a conversation about Kittle here.
Yeah, like I think the way you win the tournament is pushing Shroud here and then seeing where. Can you see who the Nico drafter is real quick?
Yep. So it's Chris. He's got a badge and he has a quarterback.
He's already got a quarterback.
I think it's worth the risk. I mean,
let's push it,
because how do you feel about Kittle here?
I like White instead of if Debo's smashing at that ADP, I don't want Kittle and I don't want to double stack Purdy.
Okay.
Because we're already double stacking Houston. So, I mean,
yep,
I can see the argument for both sides of it, but I think if you want this team to work best, we don't want to spend 2 picks on quarterback inside the top 10, especially when some quarterbacks at the late end are like my favorite picks, like late now are like quarterbacks and tight ends because of like I'm pushing up the other guys in those middle tiers. So I've been doing a lot of like 3 tight end and 3 quarterback and just tacking on like Bo Nix, Drake May, Justin Fields.
Yeah, I have no problem with that logic at all. Let's go with that. I like Rachaad White a lot as well. And I think him and Kenneth Walker kind of have good synergy as stylistically, where I think Rachaad White has a chance to like be a smash this season, where like, wow, we should have been taking him in the 2nd and 3rd rounds because he has like an insane workload and he happens to hit the red zone end zone 10 times this season. And no one was projecting that. And then Ken Walker does have that boomer bust profile, but I really like this pairing. I like this start. I don't do a lot of starts like this, and I do really like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I my eye is opening to the Rachaad White stuff. How like he deserved to be in this tier all along, and I should have been clicking him more.
It's tough, right? Because you just have to, it kind of has to make sense. Like you can try to push it structurally and like take him as like your fourth running back or something, like,
Yeah.
but it just, that does feel thin.
Who's a guy in this range that you think could kill you?
In which range? Like in a range that's been drafted already?
Yeah, like 4 through 6, like 4 through 6. Because I'll give you my 3 names that I look at this range and I go like, this guy could murder me. It's ATN, it's Rashad White. Actually, it would probably be Jaden Reed because I don't take him like at all.
Yeah,
he would have to be like just because of an ownership thing on there. And then the other one's Deontay Johnson, where it's like I don't take him, but like all of the camp stuff and preseason game 3 stuff with the ones has been so bullish. We're like, we're gonna run an offense through this guy and 38% target share in his final week of the preseason with the starters, and he's just setting up for that fucking. It's so tilting Adam Thielen of start to last year could just be Deontay Johnson this year, and I'm buried.
Yeah, I think for me, and I kind of been flattening somewhat around this range, but I am worried about Alvin Kamara, and things just really pointing to him having all of the usage in that backfield. What I'm off on him is like I think I'm really worried about their offensive line, but that team is setting up for him to catch 80 balls and have the goal line work. Like he could crush this season. And then I am worried about Ramondre Stevenson as well. I'm way off of Ramondre, but people have their high hopes about New England. He's the most expensive piece of the offense, but if he does like reclaim that role from 2 years ago, which seems unlikely, but like if he does, and Antonio Gibson isn't a factor, and he's catching 60 balls and he's getting in the end zone again at the goal line, fuck yeah, dude.
Great success.
He could be a problem.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. Great success there for us, Nez. I think Shroud is one of the easy clicks there, and yeah, if you want to do the Warren thing,
I'm just queuing some guys up that I like at running back, and then we can look at wide receiver. That's kind of my way of comparing. We're gonna do Stroud here.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Hopkins is still mispriced.
Dude, me too.
Yeah. But
this is tough.
Yeah, we can go anyway here.
I think we go Hopkins. I mean, I love Jaylen Warren, man. My bags are packed. What do you think? Do you want to talk me off that ledge and just like take Warren?
No, I'll talk you into taking the old guy in DeAndre Hopkins being mispriced as he's going to be ready for week 1, and we were taking him 3 rounds earlier than this.
Yeah.
Like we're basically just taking Warren where Warren was going. Yeah, we were basically just taking Warren where Warren was going right there if we take him. Like we weren't getting a discount, but I think we're getting a discount on Hopkins right now.
Yeah, it's not fun to think about, and you definitely shouldn't play best ball scared. There's a chance Warren's season is really frustrating, and I mean, who's their offensive coordinator that didn't give the best player on the former team that he was just on a lot of touches? I can't remember his name, but there's a chance. I mean, I do think that Warren is just so good, but like
that offense could both be the best run scheme in football, and well, definitely maybe not the best, but like the most traditionally successful run scheme in football, and it could also be the most tilting environment of all time, because like he's using the Joker. He brought in the Joker for a reason. CPAT's gonna there you go. CPAT's gonna get his too.
Yes.
He brings in his guys, man. Like McCole Pruitt. Like people think it doesn't matter. Like he's gonna do what Shane Waldron does with Gerald Everett. He's going to do that with Michael Pruitt, and that is going to cut into like Freiermuth and Freiermuth's ADP, and nobody wants to talk about that. Like Washington, he's going to use him as an inline blocker at 6'7", 200 and whatever pounds he is. That he's a unit, right? They're going to do some weird ass shit, and we saw it very first snap of the starting team offense in the last preseason game. 3 tight ends on the field. Like, it's just like he's good. He's Arthur Smith, man. He's going to drive people crazy. People are going to be like, this team should succeed in a big way. And yeah, I don't know. I've been basically taking Najee, and that's it from that offense. A little bit of Warren mixed in here and there. And then I just take Fields, because if everything breaks wrong for the first 3 weeks with Russ Wilson and they can't do their let the defense win and establish the run bullshit, just let the kid ball and let him run all over the place behind a good offensive line.
Yeah, I obviously love the upside of Jaylen Warren and think that he's like one of the best players in football, but the situation is definitely a little scary, and that was potentially early for Warren, and I think from like a market based approach, which I haven't watched Best Ball Bros. I can only imagine that Pete has something to that effect in there. Those awful buzzwords that I just spouted, but like you said, man. Hopkins, we were ready to flip Hopkins and Ridley.
Right.
and now they're like 3 rounds apart and they're both going to play.
And I get he's 30 years old and he might be 31 too, like over 30 years old. And he might be dust, or he might only play 12 games, or he might whatever. It's like, as your 5th wide receiver on this team, when you can get kind of like comparable running back production like later, like I'm kind of fine with it.
We got targets. I've been kind of reverse engineering a lot of my teams lately.
Yeah. What are your thoughts at like scrolling for some of these like back end guys? Like a lot of talk about like, I don't know. I sent out a joking tweet this morning. It wasn't that joking because I've been doing it in weekly winners and trying to draft like completely undrafted guys like De'Ami Brown and Steele and Minshew, and I've been mixing them in my weekly winner slows now that the contest is done. What do you think about them in this contest? Like, have you mixed in like Carson Steele yet? Have you mixed in like some of these guys?
No, I think Carson Steele's a rug.
Okay.
I
mean, he's probably going to be a fullback.
I know it's interesting because he did have like a really good season at Ball State. It was at Ball State, but like he was like a runner. He was not a fullback. He was not a blocker, but like I think we can do better than Carson Steele. It's just like everyone does this with the Chiefs, man. Like we get a glimpse at a potential RB2 and like we just lose our minds.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm reserved. I'm keeping my head on straight. I'm not falling for that trick.
All right.
Oh my god, dude. The Pirates are going to start putting O'Neal Cruz in center.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a call from the big man upstairs down to Derek Shelton just put out a quote saying that he's going to start to see time there. Ugh.
Wow.
I kind of hate that, but
why? I don't know. He's been that bad at shortstop, or who do they have that he's roadblocking?
He has the most errors in baseball. They have some middle infielders coming up. All right. We don't need to do the Purdy thing because we have Stroud here.
I think
Njoku's a discount. I love Josh Palmer. I love Tajay Spears. I love Motor. This is a good pocket. You have a pick?
Njoku for sure.
Okay.
I like him as kind of like your discount tight end when you get boxed out, but it still makes for a 3 tight end build for me. I don't want any Tajay. Pollard looks good. I'm in on Pollard. Purdy I don't want to do because we would have just done it with Kittle. Palmer I like more and gives us stacking out opposed to Wicks.
Are you a Rico slappy?
No, I would take Motor over Rico for sure. Let's do Palmer or Motor.
I'm going to go Palmer.
Yeah, it gives us a nice little Herbert stack out, shedded the walking boot. Probably still underpriced relative to potential production.
I have a crazy thought.
Yeah, dog.
Really crazy. I mean, we don't have to box ourselves into anything, but that might be tough. I was going to suggest like a 3-6-6-3. Like I love getting cute at wide receiver and shutting things down earlier than other people would.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll play it by ear.
Yeah, I mean, I can see both sides of the argument. When you get a 20 pick discount on Trout in a double stack with those 6 wide receivers, there's kind of no reason in my mind to go 3 quarterback and miss out on that potential spiky wide receiver to add to this.
Yeah.
Like that would be like my counter. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. You don't want to like box yourself into a build or anything. Just kind of thinking out loud here, just because like I do think 6 wide receiver builds can have success. Maybe Josh Palmer wide receiver 6 is not the team to do it with, but if I'm doing 6 in the first 7, like I'm definitely probably staying pat at that 6, and then just like looking for upside elsewhere.
Okay.
I just don't think it's done enough.
Yeah. I saw this question. Drew said it in the chat a couple times here. Like, are you serious about points on Underdog for return touchdowns? It's a miscellaneous touchdown category that applies to quarterbacks, running backs, wide receiver, and tight end. So if you jump over to like the scoring and stuff like that, under best ball scoring, playoff best ball, it's not listed in here, but then there's an asterisk, miscellaneous touchdown, 6 points.
Oh, you have to expand it.
Yeah.
Scoring here.
Oh shit, I'm not showing my screen. I keep forgetting that you're drafting. There you go. So when you expand the scoring system and whatever, you see this little asterisk here, miscellaneous is then applied to those positions and those positions only.
That's what's up. We should have been grinding the kick return game.
Yeah, so you could do a little like
triple outs.
Shaheed and CPAT and Tyler Lockett. There you go. Talking. There's your little fucking boost.
Your little fucking boost.
Yeah. So like the new kickoff rules. Has anyone housed one in a preseason yet? I saw the play.
Almost. Malik Washington took one like 96 yards, I think.
Yeah, I think I saw that one. And then I think I saw another one last night, but it was like a missed field goal return.
Oh yeah, with the Nakua's brother, Samson.
Yeah, is that who it was? I remember just seeing the highlight. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he stepped out at the 1 with zeros on the clock or something.
Oh, loser.
Yeah.
No, I don't think there's going to be more tight ends. I see the question in the chat. I know Chip alluding to it.
Touchdowns.
Asking. Probably not more touchdowns is my understanding. Josh and Hayden did a pretty good look at the new kick return rules. Mm-hmm. And they had someone on there that was kind of, an expert from, I think the CFL has similar rules, I believe. And yeah, he was kind of alluding to the fact that he doesn't think there's going to be touchdowns here. Not that there won't be. It's just going to be harder for sure. But I'm excited for the new rules, man. I am.
Yeah. CFL rule is kind of fun. It's called no yards. So there's no fair catches. Yeah. But if you get down to the guy before he catches the ball, you have to give him 5 yards. So you have to stay off. Then he catches it and whatever. So you have to time your run at him opposed to like running, stopping,
and you don't want to stop. Again.
Yeah. So like it's not like just a free lick to kill the guy. You have to like time it a little bit better. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. The other one I've noticed is, did you see Jonathan Taylor? Well, he's just the one. I'm sure more guys are doing it, but Jonathan Taylor is the only guy I've seen thus far wearing the skull cap. Fuck.
Yeah, there's some other ones that have been wearing them too.
At 128. Yeah, he wears like the rugby style, like thin cap over top of his helmet.
Yeah, the Guardian caps, they call it.
Yeah, the Guardian caps being the practice ones. These ones are like thinner for games, right?
I thought it was the same thing, just with a different cover.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Schultz would be kind of like overkill, I think. Judy gives us another stack, but I don't really want to take the quarterback.
What do you think about one of these three?
I'm good with Benson given our room. Ty Chandler, if you think we need the production.
I've been trying to get more Benson.
Okay. And then who else do we got at the wide receiver position and stuff like that?
Wide receiver, I don't do Jerry Judy. I do like Gabe Davis.
We can do Polk and set up a back stack too.
That's a good point. I don't do a lot of Jalen.
Let's take Polk. Let's have fun and play into what's been going on.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, I think triple stack with the tight ends overkill and not necessary, and I'd rather build a 3 tight end room.
I would have rather taken Sharps or Ty Chandler over Schultz there. Schultz might even fall back.
You'd handcuff Walker?
Oh, fuck. Sorry. No, I would have taken Chandler then.
Oh, yeah. Chandler I'm okay with. Yeah. Chandler, I think, would have been our consensus agreed upon pick there and take 2 running backs. But taking Polk and giving us an out at May later, and then maybe you could make a 3 quarterback build because you're spending 2 late.
Well, he's going to be week 14 as well, so it would have to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah, this has been going through my mind a little bit here. Wu-Tang saying if we took Judy there and double stack, and then I was like, but I don't want to take the quarterback. But like I've seen this once or twice already where people have done the scroll the F down to Jameis. Because if Jameis does end up playing, like who's to say he can't do what Joe Flacco did last year? He'll throw more interceptions, but it'll be the Trey Lance variety. Like, did you see Trey Lance's preseason game on Saturday?
4 picks.
5. Don't you shortchange my boy, dude? But like he still scored like 26 fantasy points or whatever with 5 interceptions because he throws for 350 yards, 1 touchdown through the air, 1 on the ground, 90 yards rushing. Like obviously Jameis doesn't have that rushing, but like Jameis was so effing fun when he was 5,000 yards 30-30 for the Bucks. Like he might be so fun for that Browns offense if they want to play fast. Sean coming in and dropping in some nuggets, generational wealth opportunity on plus leverage on Yordong because Yordong is playing today.
Interesting.
So there you go.
Yeah, no, it's a great pick right now.
His ADP is still in the 30s there. So if you want to just keep tacking on some Yordong, not going to fault you for that decision.
Yeah, he's going to give you a really quality game of like 10 fantasy points for sure.
Damn right. Yeah, but the nice little piece of leverage there, like, I mean, like, 10 fantasy points or whatever, like you want to say against Zach Wheeler because it's not a good spot. But the other piece of leverage tacked onto that is Jose Altuve's not playing. So anyone who did it before this is going to get a swap. And maybe they swap to Bregman leading off. Maybe they don't. So, I mean, there's a little bit of added leverage there in the fact that Altuve, it lessens the lineup. He's not playing. But you do have a little bit of leverage with your back end stacks right now if you can push them to the 4th and 5th.
Yeah, that's interesting. With Altuve gone from there, I don't know how often he was drafted facing Wheeler, but probably priority swap there, I would imagine. Mm-hmm. Looking at the board, I'm not like totally regretting not taking Ty Chandler over Polk, but like knowing that we have to take a third QB if we want to do the May stack and missing out on Chandler, who I do really like.
We can
sort of kicking myself a little bit, but
we can pass on May. We can do with somebody else.
Well,
let's see who the players available are right now.
I do fuck with Drake May, but
I do not. That's why I was trying to get us some exposure. Let's see the running backs who are available here.
We got Jaleel, Braylon, Herbert is my boy. Bucky, no thank you. Gibson, Lloyd. I do like Tracy.
Lloyd's a guy that could kill me. If Lloyd ends up mattering, I'll burn it all down.
I've got enough Lloyd.
Yeah.
So we'll keep those guys up. QB, Watson stacks, but like I don't know about Deshaun Watson. Thank you. So it goes. Saved us from having to make a difficult decision. Could set up the double with Hunter Henry, but he's still banged up. But like I'm sure he's gonna be fine. Mm-hmm. But I would love for him to get some good news sooner than later.
Yeah, you also got the Stafford, Puka out, and then the tight end's cheaper too. Let's do. Yeah, I think I'd vote after Deshaun goes there. I think I'd vote Stafford, and then we can still have a decision at quarterback later. And then I would do your boy. I would take Herbert here.
I think so too, man.
Yeah.
I think I like Herbert more than Jaleel here.
Jaleel feels a little flory.
Definitely.
Like, it does give us an out at Bo Nix, but there's always those Denver wide receivers available late. And then I think if Drake May falls back to this or Hunter Henry falls back to this because of the injury tag and whatever, we could consider like a double tap next round and then you just tack on some gross running backs and whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just going to do a quick recap of our team and then I'll go back to the board. 2, 4, 7, 1 through 14 rounds. CJ Stroud, Matthew Stafford. At running back, we're looking at Ken Walker, Rashad White, Trey Benson, and Khalil Herbert. At wide receiver, Puka Nacua, Debo Samuel, Tank Dell, Steph Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, Joshua Palmer, Jalen Polk, and then at tight end, David Njoku. I like the way that this team is coming together.
Me too.
Yeah. I've been doing things different than this, but I like this. I like this structure.
Yeah, it's not bad right now. And then like there's some fun scrolls late right now that weren't available earlier that we can get crazy with. Just
we'll see.
Feels good. This is an interesting comp here. I hadn't seen this one yet. I guess EB must be Eric Bidenforth saying that Drake Mayer being Kenny Pickett. Is it like tongue in cheek because he like performed well in the preseason kind of thing?
Yeah, he's like I'm having flashbacks to everybody like loving Kenny Pickett in the preseason because we loved Drake May in the preseason, which like I was like, okay, I think that was like fair to say, but he got grilled for that. Just absolutely lit up because you don't talk about Twitter's darling Drake May like that,
right?
Buddy.
Yeah.
You're gonna learn the hard way.
Yeah,
but I didn't think it. I was like, yeah, I mean,
I've been a Drake May shitter for like a while, and it had nothing to do with Drake May. Like it's like he can obviously run a bit, and he's fun, and people comp him to like Josh Allen's type of like underdeveloped prospect, but like has the raw tools and the size and the speed, blah blah blah. Like that's like fine and fun and whatever. My whole thing was just like, they're probably not going to start him. They probably think they can win via defense. The offensive line's terrible. All the weaponry is ass. Like I was just kind of like, I'm just out on this team, out on this offense, and I wasn't taking anyone from that team. Like Ramondre is another guy who could kill me. Ramondre and Polk could both kill me because I have like none. So that was kind of my stance on it. It didn't really have anything to do with Drake May.
Yeah, I think it's obviously like very warranted to be scared of the Pats. What are like the skeleton keys for the Patriots not sucking total ass? Is it like Polk?
I think it's just Drake May. I think
Drake May for sure, but like how good can even if he is good, like what like now the weapons also have to be better than we expected.
Right. Yeah. I guess you get 14 carries and 85 yards from Ramondre every single game with 5 catches, and then you get Drake May running for 50 yards and throwing for 250 to spread across like Henry, Demario Douglas, and Polk.
Like, doesn't his ceiling this year, if we're being real, does his ceiling this year kind of look like Danny Dimes 2022?
Yeah. Identical.
Where like he threw for 15 touchdowns but ran for 707?
Yeah. I see it.
That's realistic. So like did you need a stack there, I guess? I mean, I don't know. Not to shit on the Polk pick cuz that's a good wide receiver, but I think he needs to kind of be better than people think for the Patriots to sniff success.
Yeah, interesting. I just got like some notification here that they're having trouble streaming on X. Blah blah blah. StreamYard said that.
Okay, we look good on YouTube at least.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So if you guys happen to be watching on X and it just went away, or listening or whatever, hop on over to the YouTube feed just in case.
John, do you think Ricky Pearsall is like one of the better picks on the board right now? He's going to practice today.
I've been a kind of a proponent of not liking the pick, but the fact that he's practicing and Ayuk isn't playing now makes me feel like that was dumb. I guess now it feels like a good click at this discounted price tag.
Okay, I'm going to put my hat in the ring for Vidal for one of these picks as a 5th running back, and we can shut it down if you potentially, or take a 6th.
Okay. You like Vidal over Lloyd, and you don't care about like the correlation with Joshua. You want the Joshua Palmer correlation.
Yeah, that doesn't like deter me at all.
Okay, cool. Yeah, good with it.
I'm just going to throw these tight ends in the queue. Let me take Vidal just in case. I'm always scared about what my limits are set at that I don't know about. And then what do you want me to look at along with these tight ends?
If you want to go tight end here, I'm good with it. I mean, I would probably just take Drake May right here if we're going to go 3.
He's gone. He's gone.
Oh, he's gone? Okay, then never mind. I mean, I would take Juwan Johnson or Colby Parkinson then.
No Levis for you?
Yeah.
We'll do Juwan.
I mean, I guess it's like a similar like ceiling shot potential. Like, what the fuck's the difference in Levis and Drake May? It's the exact same decision, I guess. So,
but Drake May's gone.
No, that's my point. Like if I was in on that, why wouldn't I be in on taking Levis here?
Sorry, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So like, yeah, kind of playing devil's advocate versus myself.
I have no problem doing Juwan there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know what, like, if Colby Park, like, it's not a good enough tight end room to just shut it down with with Colby Parkinson as the stack partner. So I kind of prefer taking Juwan before, even though it doesn't stack, and just being like, yeah, this might give us leeway to not take a third one, but if Colby Parkinson comes back, we'll probably just take Parkinson on this team, right?
And Tucker Kraft is always there.
That's true. That is true. We do need a little more.
I'm definitely taking too much Tucker Kraft. Like, I could acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But
there was a bullish quote last week. There's a bullish quote last week.
That, like, I don't even know this quote. What was it?
Oh, it was like he's a big part of the offense. Court Speak Index put it out there. Go check it out. It was like, we value him as a big part of the offense, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Charles, just because you just popped in, I don't want to make you rewind. No, that game won't count for the Dinger finals. That first game will not. The one after it will.
Yeah, second half of the doubleheader. The suspended game, no.
Yeah, okay. I like the way that this team is coming together because I think we can stop at 2 quarterbacks now that we kind of missed on that May stack, and we get the run back with we still have a run back with Polk and Palmer.
Yep.
Yeah, we kind of have a luxury pick at the end here, which, like, I mean, a luxury 18th round pick. That's like,
that's what we, yeah, that's what we kept saying last show or whatever, where it was like,
bless you.
Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, we kept saying that at the very end there, where it was like, well, if we have a luxury pick on this roster, maybe we should have spent it already than like spending it in the 18th round. I don't know. It's something I discovered maybe like 2-3 weeks ago when drafting with Hayden there. It was like just the way we set up rosters that like the back end quarterbacks and tight ends have always felt better and comfier clicks. So like you never want to be leaving yourself that like flex position click late. Because like there's still comfy ass dudes right now. But
funny you say that, like I've drafted John like literally half of my BBMs in the month of August. And due to in my opinion, more clarity in these tight end rooms of players that go late, I've been doing a lot of like punt tight end builds just because I feel like I can build 3 tight end teams with decent projectable volume, or at least like comfortable enough that like I think this is the best team that I can build at this point in time.
Holden dunking all over the room, taking Cam Akers there. Yeah, I agree with you, Nez. That's kind of like, as we've gotten clarity, as we've gotten more news, as we've gotten the preseason stuff, that those back end tight ends feel like better clicks than they ever once were. And some of those mid-tier ones feel worse. Like, I mean, I've been always out on Cole Kmet, but like that one, and been always out on Freiermuth. Like those ones feel like bad to me. So I'm like happy clicking some of the other ones at the end.
Yeah, I'm still taking Kmet. I'm gonna we'll see what happens there, but I'm sort of like I definitely have my head in the sand on that. Don't get me wrong, like I acknowledge that it's a thing, but like it is best ball, and I don't think like Kmet's going like you know what I mean? Like I don't think he's
nothing matters, man. Nothing matters like until games are played. You know, all the speculation in the world, and your head could have been totally erect from the sand. Can you go to like who's available here? Because I got no idea what we're doing.
I got a pick for us.
Oh no! All right.
Okay, so we might. Do we shut it down at running back? Because like
I'd add one more.
Dude, the running backs are ass here. They're just like simply not the picks. Like it's over.
Who do you like?
At tight end, I mean potentially Chig. What I really like is Jordan Whittington.
Okay, let's do the Whittington stack as one, and then let's talk about the next one. Yeah, like I would just Chig's a flat 0 to me. Like I would not touch Chig. I'm good with the quarterback.
0, but we don't have to touch him. I mean,
yeah, I would take Kraft over Chig for sure.
All right,
I don't think Chig should be drafted at all.
I think that's wrong, but I do think Kraft is the better pick just based on ownership.
Yeah.
What's got you so out on Chig?
Just all the coach speak stuff and all the 3 tight end sets and the fact that he can't block. So it's like, why would you have a non-blocking tight end on the field when you're running 3 wide receiver sets?
Because he got 70 targets last year and the offense got better.
Yeah, but the offense
77 targets.
The offense is completely different with completely different coaching staff and
it's better because of it.
Yeah, I could see it. I don't know. Chig's been splitting, man. I don't know. I'm just kind of out on it. Let's see I want to see the running backs that were available there.
They're ass.
Yeah, see, like, I don't think they're ass. Me and you differ here.
Please sell me on anybody here that doesn't smell like shit.
Like, I don't mind the contingent potential of Madison. I don't mind the shoot the moon on Carson Steele at low ownership.
Never Carson Steele.
Yeah, I don't mind mixing it like with this back end spot and just shooting the moon. Yeah, they are getting worse because everyone's taking like kind of like the better ones that were in this range.
Yeah, like it's no longer there's just like nothing here that feels great to me at all.
Anymore. The one conversation we didn't have yet is the Ford versus Foreman versus Chubb going on the pup kind of thing. Like now that that's solidified, should we be pushing up Ford at all there? Should we be taking Foreman? Like Foreman's also got hurt in the final preseason game there. So should we be taking him here?
I think we could have had the conversation because what Foreman could have done is like potentially hit our flex on this team for the first 4 weeks.
Yeah, over Trey Benson weeks that were kind of like just waiting.
Yeah, if Benson doesn't have a standalone role, then yeah, we're definitely probably a little weak at flex, but we do have good wide receivers still. But I think he becomes definitely like flex worthy and he's very free. So that definitely could have been a point of conversation for us. As far as Ford goes, in my opinion, I think that would be a little bit double counting. I think
right.
But it's going to happen. We always say this and it still happens.
Here, let's go back to the board for a second. Like, who would you rather have right now? Like, I'm curious where they all went. Like Tony Pollard getting some steam this week and kind of like vaulting that next tier.
Yeah, he went 95.
95. So what else we got in that range? Like, should Ford be up with like the Chase Brown, Zach Moss stuff? Or is that like a bridge too far?
Let's see where he went. He went 118.
Like Ford or Zeke. Like I'd take Ford before or after versus Zeke, but that's just me.
I think I would go Zeke.
Okay.
Nick Chubb still went 115, which is kind of nuts. This is not a good indicator of current sentiment, but
right. I mean, like, what's the palatable price tag for Nick Chubb now? Like, where were people taking him that was correct in the past? Like 135?
Yeah, I think 140s.
140s.
Yeah, I think when you get to Jalen Wright and Chubb, you're kind of talking about similar-ish bets where like they're not giving you anything early in the season, most likely, but let Chubb get healthy, let fragility take place in the Miami backfield, and now you're looking at points.
Yeah, the problem with that comp is when Chubb comes back, I know Chubb's, at minimum he's 12 touches a game, even if Ford blows the doors off of it. Whereas like if Mostert and Achane are going good in the early season, like Jalen Wright has just more paths to inactive than getting any touches.
Yeah, and I think there's a chance Chubb is brought on slowly as well. So I mean, you're looking at half a season probably of getting nothing from Nick Chubb.
Yeah, I think that part of the thesis is right. I think it's just the what they would want more of him. I think maybe it's more likened to like Ty Chandler. Maybe not. Tyler Chandler is like a floor. It'd be like Sharps with like an injury potential in front, I guess.
No, Nick Chubb?
No, bad comp too. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's no one like him on the board. I can't like figure it out.
I know. Like, it's kind of a conundrum, and there's also a chance that he comes back and is like the goal line back and scoring touchdowns and hitting your lineup.
Yeah.
You know, like it might not be the Nick Chubb of old, but maybe it's like Jamal Williams, where you know Jamal Williams on the Lions, where like
Yeah.
Nick Chubb is
Yeah.
the goal line back, you know, and he's and it's like it's budget, extremely budget on the last final sale clearance shelf version
Oh, I
of
feel so
Jahmyr
bad.
Gibbs and
I
David
know.
Montgomery.
That hurts my soul that we're talking about Nick Chubb in this way.
Like I want to
Yeah.
believe that he's gonna come back and like and you know slay souls, but I am you know it's tough, man. He's 28, and that injury was just so gruesome.
Yeah, it's true. It is true. Yeah. Yeah, this is the nightmare scenario that the emo cowboy's alluding to. Like he just comes back and it doesn't matter anyways because there's just like a 3-way. And then you factor in that they're like more pass heavy this year. And
We think they will be.
yeah, if Watson's shoulder's better. Right?
Yeah, that's what we think.
Yeah.
You never know.
What's the most exciting outcome for fantasy purposes for their offense?
Did they do pass a shit ton?
And Winston and Watson is just like good again?
Yeah.
Or okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess
for
like
sure. Because if they do, I think they're good. And like I've been doing, my favorite scroll down right now is Elijah Moore, where like just like not caring that like Cedric Tillman had a cool catch in training camp.
Yeah.
Like Elijah Moore had 100 targets 2 years ago, and they traded for him. Like I don't think that Jerry Jeudy is so good that like he dominates targets over Elijah Moore. And if this offense is hitting its peak, I think he's going to be out there in 3 wide receiver sets.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like I think they just gave so much money to Jeudy that like even if he's failing, he just fails forward no matter what. That they never usurp usage targets scheming away from him no matter what. You know?
If he's bad, then it is what it is. You know, they didn't.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, because like the one I was getting to and like wanted to know, like I guess everyone's like talking about it is like, is this offense more fun with Winston? Like I think people forget how fucking good Deshaun Watson was. Like if he is 80% what he once was, like he just smashes on this team in this offense. But the problem is he anywhere close to 80% what he once was?
I don't think so. I just think he's gone through. I mean, not gone through that. That's being too generous to him. Yeah. I think it's fair to say that he's not the same guy.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Like that offense has so many ways it could play out. Like it could just not matter too. Like they could just be fucking bad. But you think there's enough talent on it for it to matter. And we saw how fun it was at the tail end of last year that you just wish cast that more this year.
Do you think it's now or never for Deshaun Watson?
Let me look at the contract out. But yes, but like he has so much money. Yeah, like I don't know, man. Okay, I'm pulling up the contract and Spot Track's always so slow.
Yeah.
That site they need some new servers or something.
If there's just bad play coming off the injury.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe like I guess there is like, oh yeah, well he was coming off the injury.
He's always been coming off an injury.
I know.
Okay. Deshaun Watson, quarterback. Cap hit. Guess his cap hit this year. Just flat out guess a number.
50 million?
63 million. Holy smokes, man. Like 29-year-old Deshaun Watson. Holy. And that was after a restructure? Wow. I don't see any outs in this deal. It was 230 million guaranteed. Total guarantee was 230 million. Total value of the contract 230 million. There is no outs, man. Even if they've already, when they restructured, they front loaded some of the money and they voided the 32 year. If I'm reading this correctly. So it was originally a 6-year deal.
Okay.
which was a 4-year extension after the trade. So they voided that last year. So he's under contract for the next 3 years with a $63 million cap, almost $64 million cap for 3 straight years. Holy shit, man. 29, 30, and 31 age seasons for Deshaun Watson with a $64 million cap hit.
Now or never.
Wow.
Now or never. I love it, man. As a Steeler fan, oh buddy, you just fucking love to see it.
Man, I hope he has like some legs out of nowhere. Like, just give us a little bit of that old school glimmer of hope that we saw back in the day. Like, I don't want it for like the dude necessarily, because
we're talking about ourselves.
We're just talking about our own bags here. Like, I want that Cleveland offense to be like, I pump the brakes, but like I want that Cleveland offense to be like at least competent. Oh man, maybe I should have just been drafting Drake May like the Sharps the whole time.
I know, right? It is tough. This game that we play.
Yeah, it is. I mean, okay, this is kind of fun. He was a quarterback 4 years in Houston. Then he had the 1 year off due to the suspension and whatever. The year that they went 4-12 and they were dumpster diving and whatever, he threw for 4,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. And they don't have the rushing stuff here.
That was as a Texan?
As a Texan. His last year as a Texan.
God, man, those are some fucking incredible games.
I mean, he was so good and the team was so bad. And it's funny because the years in which they won and they went to the playoffs when they were 11-5 and 10-5, like he threw for 4,000 yards, threw for 3,800 yards, 16 games, 15 games, 26 touchdowns in both of them. Huh. Yeah, I mean, like they gave him the bag after like he had such a good year. Then he had the massage stuff, and then they just threw him the bag.
Ghouls, man. This is Jeez. Absolutely just karma. Just doing its thing.
Yeah, Pat's offense is gonna be
all right, fun. John. I gotta go.
We promised ourselves to be way shorter than this, and like always, we just go on forever and ever here. The hashtag list tomorrow. Nez, you want to read off the team to end it here?
Yeah. We did a 2-5-8-3. CJ Stroud, Matthew Stafford. At running back, Ken Walker, Rashad White, Trey Benson, Khalil Herbert, and Kamani Vidal. At wide receiver, Puka Nacua, Deebo Samuel, Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, Joshua Palmer, Jalen Polk, and Jordan Whittington. Tight end is Njoku, Jawan Johnson, Tucker Kraft. Out of 10. What do you got?
Decent, man. I think I still wanted a 6th running back instead of a last wide receiver, but tacking on that stack for Whittington feels fine. The problem was there just wasn't a plethora of them available. So maybe if we pass on Juwan Johnson there and then hope like someone else comes back and you just do 2 tight ends with the last couple, we could have had like Marshawn Lloyd on this team as well, but I don't necessarily think that makes it that much better. So I'm going to go with a 7.4. The Shroud fall and pushing it was smart, and it led to a roster construction that I'm comfortable with, only having 2 quarterbacks on. Decent team.
That's a fair grade. I'll echo that. I think 7.4. It's thin at running back, but when hasn't the winner been a little scared?
It's true.
I don't know. Don't fact check me on that.
Don't fact check me. The winner was always a little scared. All right, Nez, we are going to be in the baseball streets here for the next little bit. We got the hashtag list coming tomorrow. you and I got to have a meeting of the minds and figure some more of that out. I'm still listening to suggestions. So please tag me in the Discord, share the sheets from the PGA chat, share the cheats from the puck streets, share everything and anything with me here so we can come up with the best show ever. It is going to be an interactive one tomorrow. So you're going to want to see that one live, 2 p.m. Eastern. We will build the hashtag sheet, aka the list, together there. Nez, anything else before we log off?
No, I will see you in the lobbies, and looking forward to our list redux tomorrow.
Yeah, there we go. List redux. Best of luck in the baseball streets tonight. And where's my button? And thanks again so much to the community showing out for that BadgeBros Brawl. Here's hoping BBB2 in the future. On behalf of Nez and myself, I am John. This is everybody's favorite time of the show. The end. Peace.